Gents, what's going on? Boss Page, Demon's Black Fist, how are you? Good to see you all. Give me a second. Let me get my camera on. Let's see if I'm actually set up properly. Oh, I'm not. One second. Gotta turn my sparkle on. Please launch sparkle cam. And bam! We're in here. And here we go. And let's see. Hey, what's going on, Acoustic? One second. I'm missing a light. Just give me the light. Hey, there we go. Light. Yo, Threed, what's going on, man? So I've been playing that Still Garota as promised. Nice. And how's that been working out for you? All right. Steam Elements running. Good. So good to see all of you all. Good to be back. Hopefully this is significantly less eventful than last time. that was kind of rough at exactly the wrong time, but you know, you learn something from everything. One second, let's start up playing games. And do you all see? Yes, you all should see my Pillars of Eternity screen. I see my mic levels going. I see my desktop audio going. Excellent. Let's get into it. So, how's everybody doing? I've decided I'm not going to play Rogue Trader just yet as far as streaming. There's no character creator in it, and you're not really starting from the beginning. So I'll still do the playthrough on the channel. Plus, they'll probably do a big patch at some point, and it's going to wipe all the saves anyway. So I feel like we might wait until closer or until like the actual beta comes out. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Boss Page, I'm hoping so too. So my wife thinks the power went out last time because she had we've got two heaters that are on the same breaker, and we didn't realize that before, but she never turns on both heaters at the same time, and that night she did. And she thinks that's probably the reason why the power went out. So definitely want to avoid that from here on out, and hopefully that fixes the issue. With the Wodoka ending, and the dialogue is different. The interactions between you and Wodoko are much different. Your dialogue choices are still grow. Have you calling her my queen? If she is calling you beloved. Whoa! That's awesome! That's awesome. Okay, so you really, really become basically one of her little minions. That's interesting. Does it feel right? Like, I feel like she's setting me up for something. Well, she is. You're a partner at the end of the day. Here, Mokia apologized and returned your money.
She what?
He eyes the coin purse in his hand, then angles a one-eyed glower up at you.
Let her apologize to my face, the shark spawn. Nella. What good is an apology? Does it fix my ear?
You'll be avoided road trading playthroughs until you have had a chance to not finish the game. Do you usually not finish the games you played, Demas?
Enough then. I am forgiving. You have what I asked for. I promised you a share of the coin. We leave it at that.
Yeah, Acoustic. When we had the electrician come through, he actually mentioned that maybe we should run a line into one of the rooms so that we could put the heater on a separate breaker. That's not really doable right now. That would just look incredibly ugly, but it's just something to keep to consider. So now we'll just have to be diligent about making sure we're only running one at one time. Florian, what's going on, man? How are you?
You have saved my family, Aimiko. I say it plain. Aggressima.
Oh, look at that. Level ups for people who I have no idea what to pick for them. I only have a build for my main person. I don't have a build for anybody else. Okay. Lantern of Gone. Lighted path. Find someone who knows. Ooh, not ready for either one of those apparently. And search for members of your crew. Isn't that a completed task? Do not show completed. Thank you so much. Okay, now stranded. Reach the within dig site. Okay, and reach the dig site. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So let's go ahead and rest. We're gonna level up, then we're gonna rest, and then wait a minute. Other thing we could do.
Why?
Let me see what you have here. I'm going to wait until they add more Xenos. You know, I think I'm going to make a video about this because it seems like there's folks who feel like there should be more Xenos and why aren't they and what is the deal? And then there's others who are like there's too many Xenos and they shouldn't be in the game and this is not consistent with Warhammer lore. So I think it might turn into a interesting dialogue. It makes me want to go ahead and try it out. See what you all think. But she gives you answers and she gives you a special cannon for your ship. Ooh, that's awesome. Love CRPGs, but it's rare that I finish them unless the story really grips me. As soon as the story stops holding my attention, I start restarting over and over to try different builds. So what's the example of a CRPG that you have finished before? Here we go. That's what I was going to get. Might as well get that. And then this is 12,000. I think we're going to chill on that. This and that is for my boy. This just plain old blunderbuss. There's no reason to stick with that. There we go. Ooh, what's this? 15% of misses converted to grazes with proficient weapons. From melee weapons, yeah. And then what does this do? +2 max discipline. That's interesting. Okay, fine. What did I miss? In my current Pillars Eternity run, I mostly use builds from a guy called Sinti on YouTube. I seem to remember having seen this person's channel before. Hey, disturbingly happy Blue Bat. What's going on, Dagan? How are you, man? If I can't fight gene stealers, what even is the point? I just assign Rataboos and passes. Nah, there should definitely be Xenos crew members available in Rogue Trader. Interesting. Dude, 40K fans are rabid. Don't worry about it. Yeah, there's no way in hell you ever get 40K completely satisfied. I've already noticed that. Like, I made a mistake in one of my recent videos. What did I do? I said the Imperium of Man spans multiple galaxies, right? When they're actually only in the Milky Way. My bad. I misread something that the game had told me. But this guy responded and he said, it's your duty as a man to know these things. And like, he didn't even say it with like a smiley face or something like that. He just left it like that, like dead serious. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Get a grip on yourself, sir. Oh, Shadowrun Dragonfall. You played that all the way through. Okay, interesting. If you know a lot of Warhammer lore, it's like, he handed a 2-page brochure of activities, but you know you're being cheated and that there should be 20 pages instead brochure. Got you. Both Cold Tour games. Oh, nice. Okay. Princess, what's going on? How are you? You're going to need people that want every single fan, whether it's a good idea or not. Exactly. You're going to get hard human fans and whatnot. Absolutely. League fans aren't toxic as long as you mutant block. That's awesome. And bluff. There we go. Yeah, I looked at that comment and I was like, I gave serious consideration of whether or not I should just go ahead and block the guy. But I was like, you know what? Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, I don't want to be that guy. So whip does not turn off at max focus and provides more bonus damage when I max focus. Yeah, I want that. Wait, did I already take that? I already have that. Whoops. I have Mind Blades. I do need Recall Agony at some point. But for now, not 2-weapon style. It's 2-handed style, right? Yep. Here we go. Okay, I've got blunderbuss. I've got arquebus. I need war bow, right? Or hunting bow? No, I think this is a war bow. I hope it's a war bow. We're gonna find out in a minute. On romance between Shoti and Maya. Shoti's voice is my favorite voice actress, Laura Bailey. Maya uses guns. It's a big part of her mechanics, and she's a Amwa. I always go with Amaya, but I might do it differently this time just because I always go with her. Maybe I will go with Shoti this time. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Athletics. Right. Athletics is what we're doing, and then he's doing survival down here. Cyberpunk 27 also had me super invested, which is strange for a game where you're basically playing a preset character. Yeah. I enjoy Cyberpunk quite a bit myself. Absolutely, I enjoy Cyberpunk. Ooh, we get one for each side. The roll creates a small cloud. Blinding strike blinds the opponent. Oh, wait, no. We do weapon and shield. Is that what he has? He's got a weapon and shield, right? Yeah, weapon and shield. Let's go with that. And then he's going to specialize in sabers, scimitars, whatever. Okay, can he specialize? So he specializes in medium shields. Okay, that's good too. In case I ever want to switch it up, I guess we can go with... What's the talking weapon? What kind of weapon is that? Is that an S-stock or a regular sword? I can't remember. We're gonna go with S-stock, and then if it's a sword, we can always pick that up later. Shoti for the win. Hey, I don't disagree, Princess. Absolutely, I'm a big fan of Shoti. Let's see. The fighter changes to a more aggressive app for handling groups of enemies. While in this stance, the fighter kills will trigger an instant full attack on a nearby enemy. That's pretty cool. Fire adopts a more conservative combat strategy, concentrating on locking down enemies that stray too close. The fighter increases their number of engagement targets and takes less damage for each he or she engages. We're going to do that because you might end up being my only tank, bro. So you're going to have to be able to hold up your end of the bargain. I don't think you should get an orc. Just because people like orcs, you should get an orc for a reason that makes sense. This is one a good spread of options. Maybe an orc for last or Drukhari for evil people. I mean, that's the thing. You know, we've already gotten what? In the alpha, there's 7 party members. And one's missing. So that makes 8. So, I don't know. I can't imagine we have that many more party members outside of the 8 we already get. So it's gonna be interesting to see, because I know some people would be very, very disappointed to find out that they don't have more of those party members that they're actually looking for. What do I want as far as buffs? Resolute inspiration. What's resolute? +5 resolve and periodically gain. Wait, did that say concentration? Call for divine weapon and empowered by your faith. Fit. 1 target. +5 constitution. I'm not using that. I could use this, but what does it do? +5 resolve. You know what? We'll do some attack. Oh, so she's got her hatchet. She's got a little shield thing. And I'm probably never going to switch from that, so whatever. Pistol, I guess. Hi, wait, what's going on, man? How are you? I'm not sure their personality, man. I am sure you will get a lot more companions once you pick the chaos side. I'm definitely planning on going chaos, just not yet, because there's not enough of the game in there yet for me to feel like I could do a chaos playthrough properly. Random, what's going on, man? How are you? I'd like a room. 43. Good lord. Yeah, we'll rest. We're really trying. You could punish people. By the way, you notice your number 2 brought a melt-a-gun to a diplomatic meeting? Well, hey, that's just what he likes to do. Bum, bum. Diplomacy with an anti-tank weapon. Still, Garota is powerful compared to other classes. Well, nice. I'm glad you finally found one that's working out for you. Slanesh. So in my video, I think I said not Nurgle, the other one, the one who's like the god of murder. That's what I was gonna side with. But now looking at them more, Slanesh, because she that's all supposed to be about hedonism. And being a hedonist in a video game absolutely sounds hilarious to me. Let's do it. His special ability is still Garrote. This paralyzed enemies deals damage over time. Nice. Oh, we could do that now. Okay, well, we'll come back to that later. Is this it? Search the location. Nothing of value. All right. So that's the port. Oh, do you have to go past up here in order to get there? Maybe. But you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to go in here. And you get that right from the get-go. Nice! A Warren Bear is also about peen. I am not a masochist, but no kink shame. I just want to see what the options will be.
Hey, I'm see-through.
You can't allow... She won't pick him up? Well, that sucks. That was the whole reason I came over here. Well, so that she could pick these guys up? Wasn't there another one up here? Okay, what about you? Did she pick you up?
Didn't think death would be so.
No, apparently not. God dog it. All right, well, that was a waste of time. Right. There we go. Okay, so she did take them? Did she just take it? Oh, Slandered, you mentioned a talking weapon. You mean Mordward. That's what I mean. She's a plain old sword and no S-stock. All right. I don't remember if I got S-stock or sword last time, but whatever I need, I'll, if I haven't gotten, I'll get it on the next go-around. Because she was just hilarious. So I don't use her long term, but I at least like leveling her up. Oh, so did she go ahead and pick the spirit up? Yeah, she picked them all up. Okay, cool. It just wasn't... There just wasn't any big scene about it. Okay. Like paralyzed and dealing damage right from the start. That's insane. Absolutely. I mean, some of them Slanesh girls can be quite persuasive. I'm sure. I don't know what Slanesh does to people is a huge note for me. What does she do that you find so despicable? That's a mouthy sword. Oh, yeah. I'm a fan, though. I'm a fan of her. Let's see. Nah, because we're just barely a high enough level for you. So we'll come back when we got a full squad. Right. Oh, I don't need that kind of stuff yet. That's when you have a... Ooh. Really? That's when you have your ship. Want to keep Junior and not end up a living hat. Is that what the prince does? I don't know, man. I'm not about that crab claw life, but you do you. Does she turn all of her followers into that? Let's see. Search the area with perception and survival. 12 and 7. Eder makes sense of the chaos within moments. No blood spatters suggest it was not a fight, and your compatriot easily identifies the clawed prints of Zorobs. The tracks seem recent. A dry and ropey vine has been pulled taut across the path and inexpertly covered in dirt. Disarm the trap. Though the trap seems simple, you take care as you disarm it and collect its component parts. Continue cautiously search for the Zorobs. You hear the series of quiet chirps and growls ahead and make out the movement of small forms through the undergrowth. Sneak closer to observe. You creep closer, parting the grass for a better view. A handful of Zarps hisses snap at one another, shaking their spears in their scaled fists. They stand over the apparent source of their argument, a small pile of loot, likely stolen from other travelers. Stoke their anger. You reach out with your thoughts and brush the simple, chaotic minds of the wilder. As if blowing on an ember, you encourage their anger. Their hissing grows more heated, and they begin to jab at one another. Finally, two leap at a third, who scrambles away and into the overgrowth. The Zarps all give chase, crashing after. With the Zarps gone, you're able to collect what they left behind. You discover a few coins, a tattered cloak, and an old stiletto. Excellent. Anything down here? Attack. And there we go. Man of culture, huzzah. And within dig sight. So that's making people suffer such extremes in emotion. It ruins their minds, torturing people with their loved ones, skinning people, turning people into living pipe organs. She does a few things. Yeesh! Man, that sounds deeply unpleasant. All of it. Everything you just said. The next demons usually have crab claws, one arm or two.
Watch your weight.
Shodi bends double, hands resting briefly on her knees before she wipes sweat from her brow. Huffing to catch her breath, she glances up to you with a bright smile.
If you'll spare me a minute, I'd like to perform a last rite for these poorly departed souls.
Kit, what's going on? How are you? She reaches for the lantern on her hip.
Please, Watcher. Without my guidance, they might have a hard time finding the light.
I'll allow it.
Mighty kind of you.
She grins happily. With two intense strides forward, she unsheaths her sickle and lantern, fluidly swinging each in a series of well-practiced movements. Chanting, whirling, weapons slicing the air, Shodi's voice lifts and falls in an invocation, a summons to any departed lingering in the area.
This here's a final call for all souls. Last stop for the lost. Gather around now, I'll cut you loose and haul you into the light.
Daniel, what's going on, man? Yeah, I've definitely been enjoying Pillars. So we actually finished the playthrough for the first one a couple of weeks ago, and now we're diving into the second one. I briefly deterred and did a Pentiment playthrough. So once we finished that, got started on the second one. Fury, what's going on? The origin story for Celeste is hilarious. What is the origin story? We'll be interested to see how your Eldar party member reacts. Well, you all are going to see it. You got to pick Shodi just for her southernness. Man, I do like that voice. The voice is definitely better than Maya. But, you know, Maya's a sharpshooter. Like, I don't know. I can't let her go. Basically, in general, if you're worshiping any chaos god, they are fine until you get too enthralled to them. Then they are horrific. Pains, will, insanity time. Yo, we're my friend. Much needed. Awesome. Nice stretching and relaxing. Swinging the lantern faster and faster, Shorty plants her thighs wide and then thrusts her arms up high over her head. The lantern rattles in her grip, and the light from within flares blindingly bright. In the silence of your held breath, it almost seems like a soul should sift up from within one of the corpses, quivering in the air before siphoning into the lantern's fading brilliance. But the ashen bodies are bereft of souls, so in the end, Shorty's light fades without requiring anything. No good.
Well, I had to try.
Her triumphant smile ebbs from her face, leaving her expression as drab as the mud smudged on her cheek.
It's my honored duty to reap and shepherd departed souls during their journey to being reborn. With Aethys dead, me and the other reapers gotta gather as many souls as we can. We'll keep them safe until Gon returns to hell and can take them into his divine embrace.
What do you mean? If I'm going to romance her, I should rub the dirt from her cheek, right? So, you know, but I can't make a decision about that now. So what do you mean?
Keeping lost souls. And here.
She taps the metal frame of the lantern. Basically, a bunch of elves had such a crazy prices and sacrifices that Slanesh was birthed into existence. That's terrible. That's absolutely awful. Now, when you say elves, is that the same as the Eldari?
And that's all I care to say for now. Let's go.
She nods before setting off. Did you see this new cartoon? It's Warhammer with Looney Tunes. What? Bug Bunny gets lost in the warp. What are y'all talking about?
Easy now.
Oh, that's right. There's that crazy fight down here, right? Where they got a bunch of different creatures and all mine are crap. Okay. Eldari. Eldar and El's the same thing. Okay, cool. Just want to be sure. Just want to be sure. Elder Space Elves, yep. Roughly 10,000 years before the Rogue Trader setting, the Eldar Empire was the prominent power of the galaxy. And they partied for so long and so hard, the Slanesh was bored out of all that hedonism. So then, are the elves responsible for the Chaos Gods? I just assumed that the Chaos Gods existed before the elves, but is that not actually true? Mr. Loser, what's going on, man? How are you? All right.
Whoa, whoa, look.
Mm-hmm.
Attack. Wait.
Boom, 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 boom. Woo! Excellent, excellent. Whoa, 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 whoa. And, oh, gives us a nice little notification when I've ascended. Isn't that nice? Excellent. Boom, boom, boom. Excellent. Wait, what? That sounds like my kind of society. They hold up signs, pull out impossibly large weapons from their pocket. Crazy. Michael, what's going on, man? How are you? Oh, so just Slanesh. Okay, okay. So they're responsible for one, but the rest of them were there beforehand. Okay. All right. Now get into Cormorag and Asdrubal Vect. Other three are much older. So do the Chaos Gods all get along? You know, do they all kind of work together or no? You know, and I say that meaning as much as despicable evil creatures can get along, of course. The elves are just responsible for Slanesh. The other three are much older. They did most of Slanesh. But Slanesh woke up the other gods who were content to do nothing. Oh, which was the major issue. The humans contributed Chaos Space Marines and some Chaos Primarch. Classic heresy. Interesting. So there are Space Marines and then there are Chaos Space Marines?
Wait, look there.
Mm-hmm. Focus star. Woo! Am I still focus starved? I still am. There we go. Now I'm good. Mm-hmm. Come on. There we go. Let's do that again. Great job, Eder. Excellent. I like that too. All right. Let's do this instead. Let's do that again. Let's do this again instead. Boom, 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 boom. And there we go. Okay, so they do not work well together. The Chaos Gods were born from emotions of the sentiment species that includes humans, Xenos, and etc. But Sinestra in particular fed, and much of it from the Eldar hedonism. If you ever seen Altar Kanban, that's what the Eldar were doing species wide. Wow! I have seen Altar Kanban. Wow! Pretty much partying and murdering themselves because nobody can die. That's wild. No, I don't think anyone gets along in 40K. Uh-oh. Hold on one second. My monitor just went out. It's not one thing, it's another. One moment. My monitor just went out. Here we go. There we go. Back up. Good Lord. Yes, I caught the screen. Chris, what's going on? Ian, what's going on? How are you all doing? No, constantly undermining each other. Absolutely not. They're always fighting. Interesting. Basically, the Emperor was aware of all this stuff and tried to weaken them by worshiping technology, progress in science. It almost worked. The Gods messed him up for that, and he backed out of a deal with them. Oh!
Indeed.
Honestly, Aldari and Drukhari are two sides of the same coin. I mean, what created Slanesh was hedonism and massive psychic potential. One gave up the mind bullets, the other gave up party night. The generator occasionally vibrates wildly, and you can faintly hear the sound of metal grinding on metal from somewhere inside the machinery. He obviously didn't read a lot of parenting books. I would love to see a 40K 4X game like Stellaris. What do you mean a 4X game? I'm good. Glad to see you playing Pillage 32. Love this game. I'm loving it so far as well, man. Definitely enjoying it.
I'll take care of this.
Definitely having a good time. Okay. Take this. Ooh, there's a... Oh, you know what? Let's start upstairs. So he's literally the most powerful psychic. Warning, extreme danger inside. By order of Odoresi, the training hall is off limits to exploration. Who? The Emperor is supposed to be the most powerful psychic, right? That's who you're referring to? And this is where I came down. Okay. Nurgle, Korn, and Zentek were roughly formed around the birth of the Emperor of Mankind at 8000 BC. but became super active once the Emperor revealed himself and united Terra under his banner in 31. Okay, there's a 4X game. It's called Gladius. What does 4X game mean, though? Zentek is by far my favorite chaos god. He's the great schemer, the great deceiver, and master of fortune.
I'll handle this.
Ooh. All right, well, we'll give this a whirl. See how things go. Ooh, Eder did not like that. Are you serious? I still don't have, Here we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you. Suppress, Holy Radiance. What does Holy Radiance do? Foe, interrupt, burn. I'll take that. Starting up that D&D one. Hold on. I need to concentrate on this. Let's do that again.
That was about as
There we
useful
go.
as a bump on a pickle.
And done. Excellent. Pronounced like Zinch. Zinch. Oh, okay. Slandered, I'd recommend you look up how Zinch is, is pronounced before any rabid 40K fans will complain about that in the comments of your next video. Okay, so Zinch, is that the correct way to pronounce it?
I'll take care of this.
That random guy being a party member. What you mean?
I shall.
Actually, boss page, one Space Hulk shows up 20 hours down the drain. A lot of bad stuff that just happened was humanity just regressing so hard. The dwarves are more in line with the society he wanted. The statue bears elaborate detail from the buckles of the warrior's greaves to his curly locks.
I'll have it.
The training dummy's blade is heavily notched from repeated strikes on hapless trainees. Yeah, I'm really hoping that there's more aliens in the game. Honestly, when I play fantasy games, I prefer to play as one of the alien races, as non-human as it gets. I honestly don't even like playing as like elves or dwarves because I feel like it's almost too typical. So it is kind of irritating for me to be put in a situation where I have to play as a human, but God dog it. But at the same time, I understand that due to the lore, it makes complete sense, and so I'm not tripping about it. Definitely seems that way. There are a bunch of hints that he knew this stuff was coming.
Of course.
There we go.
I'll handle this.
Gwendolyn, what's going on? How are you? A little hard to believe when how bad humanity got. This training dummy has long since been frozen into immobility by age. Who is that character? The woman with the southern accent. Her voice sounds like Wendori from Divinity Original Sin 1. I can't comment if that's the case, but her name in the game is Shoti. X-O-T-I. I don't remember the name of her voice actor, but somebody mentioned it already. Stubbs, did I say hello to you? I don't think I did. What's going on, man? Glad you're able to join the stream. Squad's getting love again is great. Love me some space doors. I don't think I've met any space doors in the game yet, so hoping we'll be able to see some sooner or later. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I'm hoping there's definitely more aliens in our squad overall, because I hate having to play as human, and then the fact that there seem to be way more humans than anything else in the game is also disturbing for me. So I'm hoping at some point we get something that's going to make up for that. Whoever was in here left in the middle of drinking their tea. Maybe they'll give us the option to play a mutant at least. We'll see. Oh my God, finally, Kindred Spirit. I rarely ever play human in fantasy games unless I absolutely have to. Absolutely, yeah. It's so weird to me to see that so many people are the exact opposite. And they'll play fantasy games but still choose like the most boring option. I don't get it. It's very odd to me, to be honest with you, but to each their own, I guess. Orgrin Road Trader would be hilarious. Absolutely. Drakari are my favorite space elves. Why? What do you like so much about them? Can't wait for you to get more so I can finally sub to a channel membership. I plan to get channel memberships up by probably January at the latest. I've decided that is definitely time for me to put more of a focus on some of the monetization things. So I'm going to get channel memberships up, and I'm probably going to just start a merch store. It's going to be real simple at first. It's probably just going to be like one shirt that's just like, you know, different colors of the same type of shirt. And then maybe like a mug or something like that. Like, I'm going to do it really, really simple. And then I'm going to just do polls and find out, okay, what do you all feel like I should add? You know, what would you like to see? Stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'll be adding stuff soon. I appreciate you, Alabas. Man, sorry, I jumped in right as we started talking about 40K. Oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss you. Glad to hear the compliment that I'm the only one hearing that. Hearing what? I would be very surprised if you ever get to play as with many of Xeno's companions unless you go full chaos or be a renegade from the Empire. Imperium is not super tolerant. Yeah, I know. That's another, you know, maybe that's a good point. Yet another reason to go ahead with the Chaos playthrough, because that's going to give me more of the party members that I'm looking for. So, works for me. Reason why there are no Xenos around is because the Empire is super xenophobic and will kill most Xenos on sight. Absolutely, that's true. Are very interesting and have some really deep lore that would take a while to explain. Let's just say they aren't, you know, see. Yeah, man, can't wait for all that. Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to definitely get it set up. Yeah, Human Fighter is the most played fantasy class. It was weird to me. I don't understand. Why? Like, people are playing these fantastic, incredible fantasy games where you have so many options about what you can do, and you choose to be the human fighter. Why, bro? Why? I think it's just being able to relate to a character that looks like them, especially if someone isn't into role-playing character and instead interjects themselves into the character instead. That's a good point. That could be a reason. I can see that. But it's just kind of weird to me to have that perspective when you're playing essentially a role-playing game. But, you know, each his own. Chaos hate everything, especially themselves. Trying to be a renegade. How the tall show up? I want as many different groups and factions as I can get. Hard for me to get into an alien character. Sure somebody in the comments tell you about them. This be a comfort thing for new player. Got you. Okay. Worm. Oh my, that's not good. Yes, please distract him. Excellent. That's one. And you. Boom, boom. Excellent. This was born because I'm a human in real life. That's the way I feel about it. Like, what's the point? I'm sarcastic and bored. If you do the fantasy games, I always recommend starting what you're most familiar with, just so it'll be less confusing. I mean, there's a case for that, right? There's definitely a case for that. I mean, I like being a human in Pathfinder, but it's just because you get that extra feat at the very beginning. Like, it's all mechanical. Link, I hope is that we can go full augmentuses with our road trader. That was my favorite advanced class. How many advanced classes are you supposed to get in Warhammer? You have your starting class, which maxed out at level 15, and then we have the advanced class. Is there another advanced class, or is that supposed to be it? Pretty interesting. I wouldn't count them as human. Okay, this is where we're supposed to go with what's his name. So we'll wait for this. If you didn't they hint? If I could be an elf or I'd be cool with that. Decide you'd be bad. Let's see. I'm pretty sure this is where Loth is, right? Gotta play a lot of advanced classes. Okay, cool. What's going on, KK? How are you? Bob, what's going on, man? Glad you're able to join the stream. Toxic, what's going on? Good to see you all. Dwarf all the time. Where's the Coronis Expanse? What quadrant? When it comes to fantasy races, give me human, D&D, Dragon Ball, or Beast Folk. I've never played a game where I could be Beast Folk. Couldn't answer the quadrant question. I don't know the game well enough. But it's right on the edge of the Imperium, right? Because if I remember correctly, when I look on the map, the location for the Imperium is right there. So I assume that means it's in the Milky Way? Far northwest corner of the galaxy. The regular classes branch in different levels. Advanced classes just cost experience to unlock. There is no limit to how many advanced classes. Did you delete your comment? I used to be so scared of playing in magic class. There we go. There's no limit to how many advanced classes you can have, but it costs more experience for each you add. Oh, interesting. These folk are just fantasy furies. Kitsune. Oh, okay. Several men and women appear to be locked inside a cage of some kind. They're little more than silhouettes behind the glass, pointing and gesturing excitedly.
You out there. Are the beasts gone?
One woman comes up to the door, hands pressed against the glass. I took care of the creatures. The woman turns away to have a muffled exchange with the others. Then she pulls at something by the door, and you hear a rattling clank. Like take an Imperial Guard soldier, for instance. An advanced class would be a catechist. Benongers have classes. A youngish man with bright eyes and a twitching smile claps his hands in joy as he steps out of the cage. Look at that smile. The woman next to him, however, remains sober.
Me and the Watcher, we're always happy to help.
She beams at you, eyes filled with pride. Okay, so you did delete it. Okay, cool. I was like, wait a minute. It wasn't my imagination I was reading this. Slandered. There's an area called the Halo Stars. It's not the outreach of Imperial space, and it's all unexplored, horrible death space. That's where the Coronis Expanse is, in one of those areas. Oh, I haven't heard that term yet. Halo Stars. Okay, interesting.
Governor Clario must have sent you to rescue us, no? But you do not look like one of his guards.
She rises onto the balls of her feet and peers behind you as if searching for someone else. She looks to be only midway into her 30s, though the serious set of her mouth makes her seem older. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. An older woman hawks an impressive glob of phlegm onto the ground and kicks a clump of dirt over it.
I told you the governor does not care about us. This is all about profit. For him, the rest of the Valiant.
Caloste.
She silences the other with a sharp look. She turns back to you with a resigned breath.
You are here, and that is what matters.
What are you all doing?
Hiding, of course.
The corners of his mouth spasm. The cranky old woman next to him sighs and lays a comforting hand on his arm.
We were taking measurements of the luminous Adra when something strange began happening.
Fascinating. The pillar started to dim. The ground shook, and our instruments showed unusual variations.
That's when those of us with a grain of sense got into the cage.
She glares at the excitable young man, but he doesn't seem to notice. What happened then?
The Colossus. Some kind of construct made from luminous Adra. It passed through the arena toward the pillar.
Vanessa closes her eyes. Damas, that's an excellent question. Yes. Did they patch it to be fully voiced, or was it always like this? I played it when it first came out, but I don't remember it well enough. But I'll tell you, I don't remember this game being this much of a step up production-wise from Pillars of Eternity. But playing them back-to-back, this seems almost like night and day. So, I don't know, but man.
Moments later, the pillar went dark, and all of our colleagues outside the cage froze. like they turned to ash.
She goes quiet, her hands clasped in front of her. The young man leans forward, his eyes wide with a perverse kind of excitement.
That is when the panthers and worms showed up. Started going through the tents. It was awful, but Engfirth.
Honestly, didn't look into it myself until Rogue Trader was announced. It's kind of a Rogue Trader specific thing. Ah, got you. Honestly, I don't know much about Rogue Trader, but if I can be a Catacan, a Stormtrooper-like character, that'd be nice. What is a Catacan? Y'all keep mentioning that. When you find the guy that you're supposed to find, you get a special ability unique to the Watcher. This unique ability depends on your dialogue choices. Yeah, I agree, Chris. They went all out with Pillars of Eternity, too. Vanessa shoots him a furious look, and he falls silent again. A confused and slightly injured expression crinkles his face.
Some of our people are still missing in the ruins, including Oderisi, our lead researcher. It is possible he managed to hide.
Her furrowed brow, however, suggests otherwise. I'll help him however I can.
Most of the ruins are that way, through the door next to the ramp.
She points to a dark entrance in the eastern wall of the arena.
If you are going below, you should take Engfirth with you.
She turns and motions someone to the front of the group.
Hey, he looks just like...
Eder cuts himself off for reasons not yet apparent. His jaw hangs slack. A sharp-featured elf comes to the fore. As he meets your eyes, he gives you a knowing nod. He's earned a few new scars, but you recognize Alof Corficer all the same. He taps a finger to his lips, a sly smile working its way across them.
Engfirth knows a great many spells. At first, he even cast fire to chase away the panthers.
So they're jungle fighters, but what makes Catacan so great? Why do you all want them to be in the game so much? Yeah, and it's so worse. And they said they can figure out exactly why they're reluctant to make Pillars 3. This is why I really want Avowed to do well, Bob. I'm hoping if Avowed does well, we'll get the Pillars of Eternity 3 we deserve. Basically, Rambo. Oh! Basically, an entire army of Rambo. Now I understand the appeal. Absolutely. So, are they supposed to be... But wait, if they're this distant jungle world, does that mean they're not really a part of the Imperium?
Until the flames nearly caught one of the tents.
Oh?
We then decided it would be better to preserve our remaining supplies, in case we ever got out.
And when the supplies ran out?
She scratches the bridge of her nose, looking concerned. The others look away and avoid further speculation.
I do not expect the ruins will be any safer. Many of our people remained behind, which has surely attracted more wildlife.
They serve as special forces, and most of them don't live past 15 years old. If you live past that, you're a tough SOB. They are Imperium. Interesting, but they only take the most dangerous assignments. Interesting. So maybe when I do my run where I'm completely loyal to the Imperium, that's the group that I'll choose. Love the Death Corp of Krieg. The Death Corp, are those Catechans? Catechan is an Imperial planet, so yeah, they're part of it, yes. And then get rid of the Death Corps? See, they are, but they are an advanced fighting force who are good at stealth. Oh, so they're considered stealth fighters. Interesting.
It would be prudent to take help. As long as Engfirth is willing to go.
She looks quickly to Aloth. He nods.
I would be happy to assist.
He holds your gaze with wide, expectant eyes. What else can you tell me about Engfirth?
I don't think that's really...
He has only been with us a few weeks. He is inexperienced, but he came with a glowing recommendation from an academy in Selona.
Kata-chan. Okay. Thank you.
That is surely a generous overstatement.
Aloth chuckles uncomfortably and gives you a meaningful look. A glowing recommendation, you say?
Surely we don't have time for...
A pupil of unnatural talent is the phrase I recall. It seems he was loved and regarded by almost all his instructors, though misunderstood, I gathered, by his fellow students.
Yeah, I can't imagine living on a world where you're not expected to live past 15. That's just wild. Where if I got to 16, all of a sudden, wow, that's just an incredible thing, and I must be really, really tough for doing that. Crazy.
I cannot imagine why.
The old animancer rolls her eyes.
Really, this helpful stranger surely has more important things to worry about.
The tips of Olaf's ears are bright red. He glares at you. Impressive, especially since he doesn't sound alien.
That's quite a...
Students come from all over the world to study animancy in the republics, especially since it is still forbidden in places like Adir.
But Engfeld's story is especially sad. He was only a boy when both his parents died in a fire.
He came to the Deerwood and lived at the manor of a wealthy older uncle until he also died in a fire.
If that's all, then perhaps we should be off.
Hey, he raises an eyebrow and stares at you pointedly. What else can you tell me about Ingfirth?
I don't think...
He has only been with us.
Oh,
That
they do
is
the.
surely.
A pup.
They're
It
just
seems
repeating the same
Really,
thing.
this helpful stranger... That's... But
He came in a
if that's all, then perhaps we
I'll
should...
gladly accept his help. He gives you a quick smile.
Be careful. I'm Miko.
She gives Olaf's hand a quick squeeze before backing away.
I shall try.
Olaf nods at her before leading you a short distance away.
Thank you for your discretion. I'm certain you have many questions, but I fear they must wait until we're off this island.
He casts a regretful glance back at Vanessa and the Animancers. Your wealthy old uncle? Really?
It seemed like a convenient story. Besides, you do have the oldest soul of anyone I know.
At least tell me what you've been doing here.
That's a rather long story. The short version, for now, is that I'm gathering information on local animancy operations.
He looks you up and down.
But I could ask you the same.
Eothas destroyed my keep, killed most of the people there, nearly killed me. He'll answer for it. Or, is there anything about Barath? No, okay.
Well, there's never a dull moment with
He,
you.
he raises an eyebrow.
We can speak more freely once we're away from Port Mage. For now, let us find Odorisi.
Okay. Yeah, straight up wizard, because I want those high level spells. I have no idea what those spells are, but I want them. I want them. Let's give you, you have some items, right, that I'm supposed to be giving you. So I'll give you this. You can take that. What does this give you again? +2 dexterity, +2 explosives, +1 arcana, +1 arcana power level. Cool. We'll give you this. All right, so you already have that here. Grimwork of Spark and Flame. Wasn't it supposed to work like I could take things from it or whatever? Oh, wait, so does this, maybe this doesn't work like, yeah, I agree, Chris. Finally, I got someone who's going to be able to use magic properly. Absolutely. Grimoire Trinket. Okay, so you don't switch the switch them out anymore the way you used to. So this would just give me different spells. What's in here? They don't give me the winter one. Oh well. All right. We can look at that later. Nothing else here. What's this? 15% of misses converted grade, +1 perception. Shields, +3 accuracy. Sure, why not? Whoops, I guess not. Oh, okay, no. Oh, Pat, party-wide effect. 10% of incoming crits converted to hits from weapons. Interesting. Well, finally, it's on audio. I see Fireball. The character models look a lot better than in Pillars of Eternity 1. Yeah, I agree. Almost didn't read it because I don't like Dark Angel at all. Yeah, I think did a much better job. I'm honestly really, really impressed so far. And I think it makes it all the more sad that this game didn't do as well as they wanted it to. You know? I really should. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. This is just a regular cape. What's this do? Champion's medal. Quest item. Okay, I'm not going to mess with that then. Leave that alone. And gauntlets. 15 messes considered grades with proficient weapons, but you're not using weapons all that often, whereas he uses weapons all the time, but it's the same thing. All right, fine. I didn't get a chance to level him up at all, because I don't think he's taking the spells that I would have had him take, but oh well. Still waiting for the other chapter to get some love, like the Minotaurs. Ooh. I'm a fan of Minotaurs. I really want a game where it's going to allow me to play with Minotaurs. We'll see. All right. Here, that's the correct formation. Here, we'll do a save here, just in case something gets messed up. Let all champions pay homage to Exandros. For him, without him, there would be no glory. The copper bowl has tarnished to a dull blue-green. Grime and dust coat the surface in a thin film. Examine the bowl more closely. At the bottom of the bowl is a shallow, circular depression. You recognize the offering bowl, an artifact found in many Ingwithan ruins. It would have been intended for use only by Ingwithans who held high rank or had made some great achievement. In an arena such as this, a champion might fulfill that role. Place the champion's medallion into the depression. Boom, boom. All right.
Real quiet now.
Real quiet now. Here rests Exandros, most virtuous architect. Plus 15 max health. Alright, whatever. Ayatollah actually let you play Minotaur Slandered if you didn't get into that yet.
You were unprepared for this.
Yet another good reason for me to try it out. When this run of Pathfinder content is over, I'll be very glad because I'll be able to play just more regular games. Right now, all of my time is spent on content creation because I'm dropping videos damn near every day. But once that changes, things will be much easier for me. Boom, boom. Excellent. Borrow the closest things to Minotaurs I've ever played. Oh yeah, he keeps talking about it, Kit. From everything he says, it seems like it's pretty amazing. The walls here have collapsed inward, barring any further progress.
Wait, look there.
Another will-o'-the-wisp. Ooh, and then there's more stuff here. Good lord. What is going on? All right, hold on. Now, that makes me say,
I'll see what I can find.
I need to go here first. In memory of Sama, beloved sister, I gift this statue. Praise to bow-hearted Avarex, master of the blade. Part of the statue near the legs has been forcibly removed. All that remains of this inscription is Raka the Fortunate. The stone around it is worn smooth. Did I not go in here? Looks like the answer is no. Ooh, crowbar. Okay. Yeah, I'll go from the bottom.
I'll see what I can find.
And you, so Damas, I absolutely agree with you that Kunari are basically like Minotaurs, and that's why I love playing them so much. Like, I was on it immediately in Dragon Age Inquisition. Wasted no time. I don't remember how to do this puzzle. The ornate bronze fixtures appear to be braziers. Soot lines the interior of their metallic petals, and you spy fresh coal beneath a filigreed grating. Someone lit these recently. Had you the means, you might do the same. On what difficulty do you play? Florian, you talking to me? If so, this is on normal, whatever the normal rating is. not tabletop RPG, MMORPG, with an emphasis on roleplay. Good night, darling. Have a good night. Sleep well. Get some rest. Light the brazier with a torch. Nothing happens for a moment, and then the brazier ignites in a sudden rush of flame. Light the brazier with the torch. You scarcely touch the flame to the brazier's surface when it catches with a hollow roar. The flame jets downwards, moving into a narrow channel connecting both braziers. Mike.
I'll try not to get roasted.
What is this supposed to be? Do these have symbols on them? I give this statue. Praise Master of the Blade. No, I don't see symbols on there. Was a Kunari Inquisitor. How do I know which one's supposed to be? Okay, here. Inquisition was an okay game, but I like Origins better. I like Origins better than Inquisition as well. That's true. Okay, that's not working. So we'll do you, start with you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sooner or later. There's symbols on the shields the statues are holding, but I couldn't see them well enough to be able to match them to this. Because it's enshrouded in darkness. Only the bold, the reckless, and the fortunate shall pass safely within. Why didn't I click on that before? Then I could have matched it up with that. But even still, I couldn't really see the shapes on the statues. So it wouldn't have helped me that much. Gladiator sword. Interesting. Let me check this again. I know the answer. I got it. See, I can see this one, but I don't see one for here, and I don't see one over here. I can't see that. Well, which one was this? This was the fortunate. Oh, I can see this, I can see that, and then you could probably figure out the other one from there. Oh, okay, I see now. Dragon Age 2 was definitely a disappointment. Definitely a disappointment. I enjoyed Dragon Age 3 immensely. Especially in comparison. Oh my God, I screwed that up. Especially in comparison, but yeah, Dragon Age 2 was just not good. Way too much of a reuse of areas. I actually enjoyed the more intimate storytelling. The way it was more so about his family. I thought that was pretty cool and interesting. But other than that, no. That's not gonna work. Didn't work at all. I should not have done it this way, but I did already, so hey, whatever. Oh, and look at her healing me automatically. I hate to say it, but you're already an upgrade over Durant's, ma'am. Just off that alone. Shows me that you actually know what you're doing, and I really appreciate that.
I'll have this open in no time. It's done.
Origins. Yeah, I hated that they took away character creation. Yeah, Origins is one of the few games I finished. Inquisition was just way too long and too much filler. I'm not comfortable with skipping side quests. It's really screwed me. That I can understand. Unfortunately, Inquisition had side quests that almost felt like MMOs. And it was ridiculous. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do it? Didn't DA2 change the combat style a ton? It did. It made it very a lot more action oriented, which is also something that a lot of people hated. In fact, I remember the marketing for that game when they were like, "Yeah, you've got this instant win button." And, you know, you could just keep pressing your win button and go and win. And everybody who heard that was like, this is not good marketing. This is not how you market a game to the audience who has been typically buying your games. All right? Like, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. So yeah, a lot of mistakes made. A lot of mistakes made, unfortunately. Just is what it is. Origins is really good. I mean, and that's the other problem too. When you're following up a game that's considered to be such a classic and so beloved by so many people, it's just hard. It's really, really hard to convince folks that you've done something that's legitimately better. And I'm sure that factored into Dragon Age 2 not being as well received. Like, people are comparing it to what it used to be, and they're like, this doesn't make sense. This does not measure up. Is it that? Oh, cool. This doesn't measure up at all. So,
Easy now, of course.
did you take the phone? My dear, I took my phone charger. It's my cord. I know you like to hog it next to your bed as if it's yours, but it's not. It's mine. DA2's copy and paste was really bad. Yeah, I agree. And it pretty much ruined the game for me. You know, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Just extremely disappointing. DIA, go hunt bears and bring me 3 claws. Exactly. That MMO structure that does not work with any of the people who have typically liked your games. Like, why would you feel like it would work now? There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that whatsoever.
No one noticed that, right?
There's no reason it should have worked. I need it back. You took mine and put it in your car. I'm coming for it. The one in my car was mine as well, darling. I have 2. One in my desk, one I keep in my car. Like, wives, man, I swear. They feel like everything in the house belongs to them. There is nothing you need. Good Lord. Did Bethesda make that game? The one thing that puts they have blood magic. This is a great point. All up on the aggressive AI is turning me crazy when I'm constantly casting chill fall. Yeah, I think I need to respect him anyway, because I think usually I set him up to be more of a disabler and disruptor. Shameful.
You're running it, ain't you?
This is shameful.
Run me that cord. Get up off
Don't be talking to me like that.
I'm
all
running
right?
to you like that.
My
You
card.
wanna run me it. Run it.
Boy, I tell you.
Thank you, dear.
Hey, love you. Ridiculous. I recommend the wireless charging pads for nightstands. You know, she needs something. Because clearly she can't keep track of her own stuff. The problem is she keeps breaking the charges that she has. And so then she wants to take mine. And I'm like, this is not the solution. If you keep breaking them, you need to keep buying them. I don't know what to tell you, but you're not going to take mine and then break mine. Please. Moss and grime have been scraped clear of large portions of this mural, revealing the vibrant hues of the Engwithan figures beneath. Much simpler without cores. It's true. Doro the Reckless defeated 7 beasts barehanded. Not lie. Ain't nobody telling no lies. That and Hawk's smart mouthiness. Ooh, the sarcastic Hawk was done fantastically. That kind of stuff is why I love David Gator. Like that's all him. That's all his handiwork. And honestly, it makes me hesitant about the next Dragon Age, because it's not gonna have his hand in it. So we've already seen sometimes this writing it's not quite on point without certain people being involved. Frozen mid-stride, this grim figure is turned toward the colossal pillar of Adra that dominates the chamber. The ashen corpse's outstretched hand rest upon the crystal's dulled surface. Night, darling. Don't worry, I won't stay up too long. Yeah, me too, Princess. Sarcastic Heart was fantastic. Very, very well written. Clutched tightly in the remnants of a fist is a bundle of papers, bound together by a leather cord. Several more pages are scattered on the ground at your feet.
This one's ashen. Means he ain't got no soul for me to tend to, right?
As you pull the papers free, the ashen figures gripping them slow away, disintegrating into a fine plum of dust. Standing here by the lone figure, you are struck with a feeling of dread. The air around you, the very motes of ash and dust, all of it is stagnant and still. The feeling grows worse when you look up at the Adra and sense no energy flowing into its surface. It is as though it has been disconnected from the wheel.
You place your hand against the pillar of luminous Adra. A dim, warm light emanates from the surface, but it feels cool to the touch. Pinpricks dance along your fingers, uncomfortable, but not painful. A woman's voice, scratchy, distant, and halting, echoes in your mind.
I don't think you're crazy for liking Sarah, Damas, but liking her the most? You liked her more than Iron Bull? Was Iron Bull my favorite? You know what? Cassandra was probably my favorite, but Iron Bull was a close second. Your choice is coming up. Want me to tell you when? Sure.
Find your soul in him.
You concentrate, peering into the Adra's energy as you would peer into a soul. Its inner light is blinding, but as you become accustomed to it, you perceive the core of the Adra itself, a churning mass of millions of soul fragments. With a jolt, the energy reaches out to you.
I had actually gotten used to the terrible dialogue at Midnight Suns, and I was going to roll with it. My issue that stopped me from playing that game, it kept crashing while I was trying to save. And I don't know if you all noticed, but there's a lot of times there's no autosave after boss battles. So I had multiple major battles where I finished this really tough fight, and then I went to save, and the game would crash while I was saving. Like, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. It's not worth my time. So I'm gonna wait probably until like a Game of the Year edition or whatever they come out with, and then maybe play it after it's got all the full patches, a couple of DLCs, things of that nature.
The Engwithan ruin fragments around you, breaking into incoherent shapes and dissolving to dust, falling into an infinite well of dark gray vapor. Even the ground itself disintegrates into nothingness. All that remains is the murky expanse of the in-between. The Adra pillar, and a skein of golden threads rooted in the pillar that extend far off into the distance.
See, DAI, it had such fantastic party members that I don't even complain about y'all saying, like Varric's the best or Blackwall's the best or Cassandra's the best. I mean, they're just all fantastic. This is all fantastic. So absolutely. Dagon, my opinion counts, all right? Y'all little Warhammer, y'all little 40K fanatics, y'all not gonna do me. I'm completely dismissing the criticism. Very bad combination, Chris. Very bad combination. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Here, stop Aethys, find your own soul, etc. Okay.
You focus on the threads. You catch glimpses of memories, your memories, mingled among the memories of thousands of other captive souls. The filaments begin to cohere, rapidly twining into a golden cord. With a muffled crack, the cord ripples outward in a violent wave toward the endless distance. The cord undulates over a space so vast that you lose sight of the wave before it finds its end. Then, a heavy creaking, like the sound of mountains shearing under their own weight, washes through the dull gloom of the in-between. A violent force yanks you along the cord at an incredible speed. The murk of the in-between warps erratically, as though you are observing it through an ill-ground lens.
Dorian was amazing. Dorian is probably one of the main reasons I'm looking forward to Dragon Age 4. Having the opportunity to deal with whoever's been attacking his family, I'm 100% with it. Makes me really kind of sad, frankly, that apparently BioWare is no longer working with Freddie Prinze Jr. I guess they decided to just give him the boot for some reason. It's not clear at all why. And so I guess it seems also like Iron Bull is not going to be in Dragon Age 4. Like, I don't know if how much you all played it, but if you had both of them in your party and you were not romancing either one, a relationship started between the two of them. And they used to have hilarious dialogue when you were running around. And in the DLC, Iron Bull will commit and say, hey, I'm going to follow you to Deventer. And whoever's been causing you problems, we're going to deal with them together. Like I felt like all of that was just a fantastic setup. And so to hear that Iron Bull now may not be a part of it, whack, crazy whack.
Just as quickly as you were pulled forward, you stop. Suspended below a massive figure of ancient carved Audra. Like all Audra, it glimmers with energy, but the souls and memories within it are not flowing down. They churn in a vortex that burns at the heart of the statue's mass in some invisible engine.
Cole was definitely not everybody's cup of tea.
It is Aethys. The great golden cord terminates in his back, sending pulses of energy throughout his limbs as they move. He walks in long, slow strides toward a brilliant pillar of Audra far in the distance. It shines even more brightly in the in-between than Aethys.
This whole section is fantastic, by the way. Like, everything about it, again, it just makes you feel like you're a part of something bigger than you are. Just that you're dealing with these otherworldly forces. The whole setup for this game is fantastic.
From within the teeming throng of souls, dozens of eyes look out to you. Through the cord, their collective anguish and despair push at the edge of your mind.
Help us! Please! Help us!
Their voices echo in your mind. Somewhere within their ranks, you can feel the presence of your own soul slumbering deeper in the gyre.
Interesting. So this is where the choice is, right? Now, what do I want? What do I want? I worship Barak, so I believe that these souls should be in the wheel. So does that mean I push past them, considering that, hey, you're lost and you'll just go into the wheel sooner or later and get my own soul? No, because I feel like as a follower of Barak, someone who his ways are important to me, I want to take these souls for myself, and then old girl can put it in her lantern and she makes sure that they go into the wheel. That's how I ensure these souls go where they're supposed to go, as opposed to just leaving them with Aethys. So I'm going to reach out to the lost souls. Stubbs, Appreciate it, man. Keep up the great work. Enjoying the stream commentary. Also, Best Girl Morgan needs to show up in the next DA. Thanks, man. I appreciate the support. I absolutely agree with you. Morgan is absolutely amazing. I want to know what's up with my God baby. We saw it briefly in Dragon Age Inquisition, but I want to see that story develop even further in the fourth one. So, yeah, I'm absolutely with you. Pushing past is considered more selfish. I don't care what's more selfish. I just want to know what's true to the character I'm playing. But and so reaching out to them is true to it. Reach out to the lost souls.
Out to the lost souls, but the incredible power flowing through Aethys's body repulses you. Not even your Watcher powers can penetrate the massive tides of energy crashing through him. The souls sense your efforts and attempt to breach the surface of Aethys's body, but are instantly pulled back down into the deep well at the statue's heart, as though they were pried from the edge of a great precipice.
So, since we brought up Dorian, Dorian is the first time ever in a video game where I felt compelled to try the gay romantic option. Like, of course, I played other games where the option was there, but I was like, there's nothing that's compelling enough about this character for me to even bother going there. But with Dorian, I was like, you know, you probably get unique dialogue, and it's probably absolutely fantastic seeing some of this dialogue when you're in a relationship. So I started a playthrough, absolutely determined to finish it. I got all the way to the middle part where, you know, there's that mid-game sex scene between the characters. And there's this scene where he's in my bedroom in the castle and standing up in front of the window with the moonlight coming down, and his naked ass is towards me. And I was like, I've reached my limit. It's just too much. It's just, I'm sure the dialogue is fantastic, but I just can't go beyond here. Dorian's amazing, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, dog.
Slows and stops. His head slowly pivots until its great burning eyes are cast back along the cord. As his gaze meets yours, you feel an overwhelming rush of incredible joy mingled with profound sadness. You have sensed similar anguish in lost souls, but never with this intensity. A soothing voice drifts into your mind.
Are y'all using the Vox Machina pack on this run? I don't even know what that is. But what's going on, Godzilla?
It takes great bravery to venture through
full moon beneath another full moon.
A swell of admiration radiates out from the god's heart, a force so intense that it momentarily overwhelms you.
You do not need to follow me, for their sake or your own. Something beautiful is coming. Something that will save us all.
A great light shines from Aethys's brow, so bright that even the souls within him flinch from the source, cowering in fear. Through the glare, you see Aethys's massive arm reach up to grasp the golden cord. The tether carrying energy from the Audra pillar to him, that also suspends your consciousness.
Yeah, they didn't need to show so much of those. I mean, I didn't mind when it was Cassandra, but with Dorian, I was like, it's a no for me, dog. Wait.
Time cannot stop for any of us, Watcher. Even me.
Aethys yanks on the golden cord, pulling it from his back. The cord tears into filaments that blacken and dissolve to dust. Without pause, he turns to resume his stride toward the distant pillar of Audra, shining on the boundless horizon. You hear the souls within him cry out for just a moment, before your consciousness is snapped away from them.
So does this Vox Machina, this pack, does it basically put more voice acting into the game? Because we were actually just commenting that a lot of these characters are voice acted and wondering whether or not that was the case when the game first came out, and I didn't think it was. So maybe that pack is installed right now and it's doing its thing, because man, it seems like everyone we run into has a voice. I thought the Critical Role actors were already in the base game. A couple of them. Awkward to play those in my office when people can walk in. I was just playing it too. A romance Cassandra. Yeah, Cassandra was my favorite romance in the game. Because there were a couple options, right? You could do Cassandra. You could do that female advisor chick. I never bothered with her because it was just weird romancing someone who wasn't a companion. And then I think there were no other female companions you could get with, right? Yeah, I don't think so. I did play, I played a female Inquisitor who got with Iron Bull once. That was interesting.
The in-between goes dark. For a second, you feel a mix of nausea and a sensation like spinning and falling. Then the moment ends. Your consciousness has returned to the Angwithan arena. The world is sideways, the Audra pillar upside down. You flinch at the feeling that you're standing on the ceiling. The disorientation overwhelms you and you collapse to your knees next to the luminous Audra pillar.
Got you. Okay, thanks, Gazelle. Yeah, I actually like my voice, so I won't want to change that. So I don't know if the pack is in there, but I'm pretty happy with the voice that I was able to choose.
Previously dim and flickering, the pillar now glows with a strong and steady light. You touch the Audra again, but the chill and prickling sensations you felt before are gone, replaced with a comforting warmth, like the embers of a fire that has just lost its flame.
I romanced Solus as well, and yeah, that was really interesting. Definitely worth doing, especially if you played through the game at least once, going back and then doing a romance with Solus. Definitely add some additional information. Sarah, I romanced Sarah. It was cool. It was all right. Sarah didn't really appeal to me, but it is what it is. As you return to the world, you feel a hand on your back.
You all right? Come on, we just got your back.
Despite his tone, you can see genuine concern in Edda's eyes. I'm fine.
I heard you say that before. Had something to do with a 2,000-year-old lunatic talking to you in your dreams.
I was wondering if Josephine's romance was any good. So you're saying it's very Disney-esque, and you enjoyed it? That's awesome. One of the few times my purse for female PC has paid off on the romance front. Man, women get the short end of the stick when it comes to romances in CRPGs. It is crazy and it's extremely consistent. In fact, in RPGs, period, women oftentimes get the short end of the stick. Honestly, I feel like the Wrath of the Righteous romances for females pale in comparison to what guys can get.
I've seen you commune with souls of the dead, but this looked altogether different. What happened?
His gaze flickers to the brightly glowing Audra. Aethys tethered himself to the luminous Audra, and I connected to him through the essence.
Already? Moving things along rather quickly this time, aren't we?
His eyebrows rise with sly mischief.
What did Gon say? Is he gonna meet us? What do we do next? He charged you with a divine calling, didn't he? Just like he's done for me.
Olive tenses his fingers and smiles. What's that for? Dutiful. Got you. He's after luminous Audra, and we're going to stop him before he gets there.
How hard can it be to find in a chain of thousands of islands?
Edda's reaction if you try to flirt with him is hilarious. In this game or the first one? When do the evil female romance for some reason are better? They are. Land? Come on now. You pining for your mama? Stop it.
I wonder what he's after and why he's been giving me these dreams. The things I've seen, they leave a mark on your soul.
She rubs her arms despite the balmy air.
I may not know what Gon's got planned for me, but clearly he wanted me to meet you.
Yes, ma'am. And that's it. And can't get any farther than that. Okay. So where's the entrance? Tomb of Flame. Oh, here we go. The succubus was great. Yep, Arushale. Especially in Kingmaker. Ooh, man, I loved romancing the nymph in Kingmaker. That was, I'm going to replay that game just for that. I don't know whether or not I'll stream it though. You know, I know Kingmaker is much older, and I know a lot of people didn't like the Kingdom Management. And so I don't know if the Kingdom Management kind of makes it something that people aren't going to want to watch on stream. As the souls move past you, some turn their heads in your direction, but most seem fixated below you on the Adra pillar beneath your feet. A few nod their heads in thanks or raise a hand to acknowledge their presence.
What do you see that I can't, Watcher?
Souls, dozens of them, maybe hundreds. They're all going to the Adra pillar.
All of them? Really?
She strokes the cage of her lantern, appearing lost in thought. Thanks, Lad. You're so awesome, Lad. Hey, spent a lot of time doing Evil Originally and Pathfinder and wish there had been more content for it. True for all of it, Act 5, though. Yeah, I'm disappointed you can't get a true romance with Evil Originally. I was, before the gate came out, I was looking forward to being a demon and her and I linking up together. So that was unfortunate. Bro, the Camellia romance was crazy. Yes. Yes. Windu has the best romance. Aru is a close second. I definitely feel like Windowalk has the best romance. Why? I feel like Aru is second only if you're a Nazada. I feel like if you're one of the other characters, I'd probably put Camellia second. Or also on Window the same voice actor as the Nymph and Kingmaker. It blew my mind. Yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing. The last Kingmaker run, I multiple got to times where I was just clicking past time decrease as fast as possible for hours sometimes. It was pretty tedious, unfortunately. Yeah. So I know a lot of people don't like it, so I'm not sure if it's worth streaming. That might be just something I do on my own. A small group of souls has started to cluster around you. One of them is standing a bit closer than the others and gestures for your attention.
Watcher, we'd like to come with you.
Of course, I'll protect you.
You have our thanks. We appreciate that you showed us the way to the Adra. But what if it goes dark before we reach the beyond?
The other souls around her nod in agreement.
Can I harvest the souls now?
Yes, of course. So her and Alaf get along really, really well. Interesting.
Thank you for aiding my mission, Watcher. I just knew you'd help me if I followed you.
Shodi glides her hands in a series of motions that resemble a martial art or an intricate dance. As she slides a circle around the area, she begins swinging her lantern faster and farther from her body until an ephemeral light flares from inside. The lure is answered, and several souls change course, drifting past the lantern's cage to disappear.
Thank you, Watcher.
How are the romance options in Kingmaker? I only ever chose Valerie, but I've heard there are many options for both genders. I only played Kingmaker once, so I didn't try a bunch of different options, but from what I heard, the other ones were not really all that good. My understanding is the Nymph and yeah, the Nymph was really the main one that you really, really want to have, and the rest was just like, okay. How did you feel about Valerie? Something. Are there any female commander only romance options? I know only male Inquisitor gets Sail and Camellia. Well, Lan, you can only romance Lan if you're a woman. Man, I'm like the only guy that likes Kingdom Management and Kingmaker. It's free. You know, I wouldn't say I feel like Crusade Management overall is better, but I will say I missed the curses. The curses that were in Kingmaker, I felt like the curses wrapped in really, really well with the main story arc, especially if you were doing the Nymph romance. And I feel like there's no mechanism in Wrath of the Righteous that's on an equal level. Yeah, Lan's the only female exclusive. DLC Companion and Kingmaker had a fun romance. Yeah, the two chicks. Yep. Like, Minia's in, but it does great. I would say the best one is the Nymph. She is a totally tragic character, forced to be a villain, but if redeemed, not only finds love, but undoes all of the damage she has done. Right. The Nymph is the way to go, but it's extremely difficult. Probably the most difficult romance I've ever done in a video game before. Like, you absolutely must have a guide. And you probably need to look at like 2 or 3 guys, because a lot of guys that are out there aren't really complete. So you need to look at 2 or 3 of them and make sure you have all the information, and then basically keep that as a list that you can reference repeatedly as you play through the game. The romance is about helping them deal with past burdens and her identity crisis. Also seeing Valerie slowly open up her romantic side. Interesting. I'm doing Kingdom Maker, Kingdom Management right now. I don't totally understand it yet. Yeah, it's complicated, Michael. And unfortunately, I played the game years ago, so I don't remember it well enough to really help you. Darren is definitely bi, like most CRPG companions. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Princess. It was well worth trying doing the next. In fact, I'm pretty sure romancing her is the only way to... There's like a true ending that you can only get if you romance her. Sounds like an idea for a video. What, Kingdom Management? When I play the game, I'll definitely do a video for it, but I have to play back through the game and remember how to do all that crap. Kingmaker and Elix 1 are the only 2 games I had guides up for the entire playthrough. I couldn't get into Elix 1, which is kind of weird because I had no problems getting into the Elix 2. Did you play Elix 2? And if so, did you feel like the beginning for Elix 2 was easier than the beginning for Elix 1? Shodi sways on her feet, a soft, low moan easing from her throat. She rubs a thumb over worry-bitten lips. You feeling okay? Sweat trickles a line from her temple to drip from her chin. Her eyes are hazy, far off.
Watcher.
Slowly, she swallows, throat working to bring her voice back or to keep her meal down.
It's nothing but awakened terror, soon to pass.
She shudders hard, coming back to herself. Ooh, a nymph romance guide? Oh, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to do that. When I play that game again, absolutely, I'll do that.
You may want to aim away from our watcher there if it's going to pass out of your mouth. Sorry. I know you're going through something there.
You could call it something, all right.
She tilts her head, brow pinched as if she can't tell if she's poking fun at her or not. You should hear him out, Shodi.
If it's worth anything to you, I think I got some of the same worries.
You worry about the same things as I do? The horrors I see in my dreams? Aora dying and hell going dark? Really?
The fact that Kingmaker isn't explained is a problem for the game too, because you can brick yourself, which is a real bummer. Yep, that's why when I play that game, I'm gonna do a whole guide on Kingdom Management. Like I'm gonna do a whole breakdown to help players out, because I know there's still people who kind of go back to that game. The Kingdom Management is the main reason I stopped playing Kingmaker. That and the Time Quest. Yep. Keep something having a computer. Uh-oh. Hope everything's okay now, 3. Pretty sure I got the true ending without romancing her, but might be misremembering. Nope, it's not possible. It's not possible. Well, I don't remember if you can redeem her without romancing her, but you have to redeem her in order to get the true ending. Like, redeeming her is the only way to permanently deal with the true villain. If you don't redeem her, then you can, like, defeat him with the knowledge that he's going to come back eventually. Is Narissa? Yep, that's her. May kind of hate the game at times. Yep. The Time Quest and the constant crashing. Yep. It all sounds familiar. Okay, so now I'm wondering if I need to stop and do a guide. You should consider it, Michael. The issue with Kingdom Management is you can actually break your game. Like with Crusade Management, you could completely screw up, absolutely be horrible with it. You can still finish the game and get a relatively decent ending. But in Kingmaker, if you screw up Kingdom Management, that's it. Your game's over. And so it becomes much, and there can sometimes be a point of no return where your stuff has gone so bad that there's no way for you to get it back to where it's supposed to be. So yeah, you got to be kind of on pins and needles about it.
Well, not the same exactly, but maybe the same kind of feelings beneath it all, about who we are to our God and who he is to us.
Terrible. What's going on? My favorite romance in Wrath of the Righteous is either Wendewog or, honestly, I really like I really like Galfrey, Queen Galfrey. You get way more content with Windowall. But to me, there's something special about actually being able to romance Queen Galfrey that makes it really appealing for me. She blows out a heavy sigh. Eyes downcast, she rocks back on her heels.
Now that I understand. No matter what our lives were like before, we're not so different, me and you. But tell me, honestly now, you and the Watcher, do you?
Her voice breaks low and hoarse, and her eyes dart to the right before she continues. I death spiral my first kingdom, which is why I used the guide afterwards. Plus played lawful boring for the bulletin boards that massively increase success chances. There we go. What do you dislike about Windowalk, Princess? Yeah, I bricked my first Kingmaker playthrough as well and had to restart. So, absolutely. Why would you romance a Slider?
You see those shambling corpses too?
At her hastily whispered words, the hair on the back of your neck stands on end. You glance around just to be safe, but there's nothing to be seen. Nothing unusual anyway, even in the direction Shody's staring, a fix. See, Threed, I didn't see Galfrey like that because, you know, honestly, everybody in the Crusade was incompetent until you came along. Nobody was winning against the demons. Nobody was actually punishing them back. So sure, her incompetency is easier to see because she's the one in charge. You know, that's the price you pay as a leader. Everybody can look at you and point fingers and say what you should have done and what should have been different. But the fact of the matter is, Galfrey was really willing to step into this position and do what she was capable of doing for the people. And then I stepped in and made everything better. So I had no problems romancing her whatsoever. What do you see?
I see a body of stitched together parts and flayed flesh. It's got 3 heads and 4 stretched limbs. On each of its heads curves 3 white horns from above 3 blind eyes.
Florian, I don't have a consistent alignment for my characters because each time I'm playing a different mythic path. So each time my alignment needs to kind of line up with whatever the mythic path I'm playing.
The beast is big as a mountain, and shambling toward us beneath the sun turned black as slow.
Her eyes roll skyward, and she teeters on her heels as if she's right in the cusp of a seizure. The lantern rattles in her grip. She exhales a sigh. I do agree with that Windowalk is not nearly as good if you don't romance her, which is not true for some other characters, so it's something definitely to keep in mind. Camera, what's going on, man? How are you?
I know it ain't really there. Lately, it's been getting worse. Some nights I wake sweaty and shaken. Other times, I'm already awake. I got my eyes wide open, staring down the darkness, watching one lantern after another flickering out. And every soul looks so ripe, darn near rotten with a need for reaping.
We can relight the lanterns of hell, given enough time. All is not lost.
I sure hope you're right, Watcher. 'Cause if you're wrong...
Nervously, she jiggles her lantern, eyes lost in its flames.
No, I know you're right. God's chosen me. So until I figure out what's needed of me, I'll do my darndest to help you on your path.
She lifts her gaze to your face.
We'll figure this out together.
Shoulders square, she looks off into the distance. Is there anything we can do to alleviate your nightmares?
I'm carrying more souls than I've ever shepherded before. So I don't know that it'll work this time, but used to be. When the dreams were riding me hard, I'd cleanse my soul before gone.
Oh, so you got to play some Rogue Trader. Oh, nice. Okay. So are you going with the Chaos route or the Serve the Emperor route?
If we stop by the temple in Nekataka, I can perform the ritual. Please, I need the relief. It won't take more than a minute under Gon's statue, that's all.
All right, so we're definitely romancing Maya, not Shodi, because I forgot if you don't romance her, then Eder will. And that's cute and adorable to watch. So let Eder get his fun. All right. Hey. Save here. Boop, boop. What woods dare try to stop me? Thick woodlands spread to the east of Port Mahaj, slowing your travel. Birds flitter above you, and insects drone incessantly. The path eventually gives way to a game trail, then to no path at all. You find a curiously marked tree, the bark gouged away in a pattern. The striations seem to run upward from right to left, just shy of vertical. Examine the markings. Eder examines the gashes in the wood, then plucks a tuft of hair from the side of the tree. Wild boar did this. Eder taps the tree. Look at this. A sigil has been lightly carved into the wood, so faint as to be almost imperceptible. You press carefully into the forest, your clothes damp with the humidity and the water dripping from the trees above. Eder isn't attracted to Shodi, though. I thought he was. No, Eder and Shodi stay close friends. Only Shodi and Maya can get frisky with each other. Really? Shodi can get interested in him, but Eder isn't interested in her, so it doesn't go anywhere. Ah, god dog it. Really? All right, well then, back to the drawing board. So wait, Shodi and Maya are attracted to each other, but you can't have a three-way with them? Whack. Whack. Emperor-ish. I doubt I get far into the awful, not my character. For the actual game, I might go Chaos. They've been mentioning Chaos Sorcery as a possibility. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to have 2 playthroughs. When the full game finally comes out, that's when I'll do the Chaos one live on stream, and then we'll do the Emperor one as the regular playthrough on the channel. A quiet rustling in the underbrush draws your attention northward, deeper into the forest. Hide in the undergrowth. You duck silently behind a log and still your breathing. Whatever's making the sound draws nearer. Through a gap in the foliage, you make out a tall island Amawa, standing among a small sounder of wild boars. Matted copper hair hangs over his features, and boar hides drape his frame. Despite his presence, the swine seem entirely at ease. Greetings. The man stands abruptly, spinning on you. His staff raises if ready to strike. Akara, then who are you? For what are you here? Akara is a Hawana term of agreement and emphasis. The Hawana language thickens his accent. Oh, you can't have a 3-way. God dog it. It's just if you romance neither of them. Deeply unfortunate. Second I saw word bearers show up in the game, I was hyped for a Chaos playthrough. What does word bearers mean? In my run, I was going for the 3-way romance with Shorty and Maya, but Maya simply said, it is a shame that I'm not single anymore. Why wouldn't you romance either of them, though? I don't know. Something is wrong with you at that point. I like both of them. Well, never do Chaos because word bearers. Warhammer is neat because Chaos is pretty objectively evil, but the Imperium is also evil 90% of the time. Suffer not the Xenos to live. Absolutely. Not doing anything that helps Erebus. Fastest. Yeah, what are word bearers? Eder perks up at the sight of the boars, alternately imitating their grunts and chuckling. Only at length, in what appears to be a heel-dragging afterthought, does his attention at last turn to the strange man in their midst. Oh, the Word-Bearers are a traitor Space Marine Legion. Word-Bearers are the Chaos Space Marine chapter that is the primary Chaos faction in the game. Really? Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. So do we know, because we get a Space Marine, right? Do we know if he's a Chaos Space Marine or a regular one? The Primarch work under the Chaos god Slanesh, and he is alive, meditating somewhere. Dirt darkens the folds of the man's skin. His lips curl over jagged teeth. He waves a stick at you. Word-bearer Shatik is that they are genuinely religious and seek to spread the worship of the Chaos gods for religious reasons. Yes, most like closely tied to all of the chaos gods. They worship chaos undivided in all their aspects and gods. He is okay. So, so there's a difference between a space wolf and a space marine. He's a space wolf. He's loyal. Spiders. Space marine companion is a space wolf and loyal to the emperor. Oh, okay, interesting. His attention focuses on your features. His eyes flickering across your armaments and dress.
You lived among these islands once.
I was wrong. Mador is in DOS 1 is voiced by Kosha Engler. Shodi is voiced by Laura Bailey, who also voiced Serena in Skyrim's Dawnguard DLC. Interesting. Warbearers aren't Slanesh. They're chaos undivided. We get a space wolf, space marine. They are the executioners for the emperor. Space wolves are chapter, like word bearers. Interesting. Sorry, I get it mixed up sometimes. All good, boss page. Swallows are space marines, but not all space marines are space wolves. Interesting. Huh. His Adaran is halting, the language thick in his mouth. His lip curls.
Yet you stink of foreign gold, of masonry, gunpowder, and blood, of death. You should go. Leave this place before your corruption spreads.
So I forgot. When I played this game before, I romanced Maya, but I wanted to play it in a way where I sided with a faction that wasn't hers, but I wanted to keep her as a romance, and I could have pulled it off. I had the persuasion to do it, but my lie rating was above 2. So she basically, it was like a 2-part persuasion. I cleared the first part, and then she immediately followed up with, I can't trust you because I know you to be a liar. And so now I'm thinking I have to make a decision. If I'm not going to side with her faction, but I want to keep her, then that means I need to avoid bluffing folks. But you know what? I am going to keep her, so it'll be fine. I came here looking for you. The people on the coast said you could help me.
Then come, far traveler from these islands.
Shodi runs her tongue over her teeth. Ooh, she didn't like that.
Go. Speak quickly, then. Your words disturb this place.
Portal Space Corps would be great at talking about Warhammer lore. What are you doing out here with all these boars?
Learning. The boar teach much about survival if one listens, if one watches. So sing. So say those who know.
Those who know? Who would that be?
This question helps neither of us, I say.
Religion. Well, it sounds like you're speaking of Galawain. Galawain, god of the hunt, assassins, pursuit, wilderness, and predatory creatures. Sometimes thought to take the form of a fur-clad hunter or of a great hound. Galawain favors the survival of the strong and the culling of the weak.
Always you foreign sorts speak of your changing god. I say you know nothing of change, and less of the hunt.
It's not been a very productive exchange. Look, I just want... So about these boars of yours.
What of them, then?
Why do these boars matter so much to you?
Then I need a reason. I say I do not. That is plenty reason.
I'd like a boar of my own. Don't suppose you've got one to spare.
They are not mine to give, nor yours to take. You want a boar, friend. You go make your own.
Look, I just want to pass through this forest.
No, your sort always want. This forest is not yours. This land is not yours. Go, leave.
Unsigned survival. I'm not here to take from these lands. I'm here to protect them. The man frowns, then pulls a leather-wrapped pouch from within his belongings. Hand shaking, he hands it to you.
Then go, take this. They protect you if you speak true. They tear out your throat if no.
He dismisses you with a wave. I'm not telling him that I want to turn his boars into pork. That's just so wrong. Just so obviously wrong. I can't. I don't have it in me. That's just absolutely despicable. Nothing here, right? Okay. I wonder if he has anything cool on him if you did decide to attack him. Boom, ba-doom, ba-do-do-do-do. Ooh, old battleground. You find, search the location, keep searching. There we go. All right, let's go back to the port. Wonder how bored tastes. I will not be the one to tell you. Send him a gift of bacon slabs. I have it in me. I know you got it in you, 3. Embrace your inner Spaniard. Rip it there till it's done. Nah. I'm going to let that go. Dear wooden captain, are you here to stay? Mm-hmm. Oh, whoops. I didn't let you know we're good, right?
Gods, I beg you, grant me a posting on the far side of the world.
Uh-oh, I hope he's awake 24/7. This Doom guy. How are you doing, by the way? Life settled down? Life will be more settled down by the end of tomorrow. We have the funeral for my grandfather-in-law tomorrow. So once that's done, I'll be that basically clears everything out and be in a much better place, you know. Unfortunately, you know, you can't, none of us can get back time, right? So it took me forever with that power outage to finally come out with Rogue Trader content. And by then, the wave has already passed. You know, there was a limited amount of people who were going to be excited about it anyway because it was the alpha version. So, you know, a lot of people are ignoring it just because they don't feel like it's actually ready yet. But then on top of being like 2 to 3 days late, I missed the boat. But it is what it is. I'm still going to come out with some additional content, still doing the playthrough, and just move forward. There'll be other opportunities in time.
What can I do for you?
Can you tell me about Port Mahaj?
Certainly.
Clario stands up a little straighter and clears his throat. It's all good, Stubbs. It's all good. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So, one door closes, another door opens. You know, actually, I was thinking about it. I didn't get involved in Wrath of the Righteous until the beta, which meant the alpha the alpha period had already passed. So, actually, as far as the development time, I'm ahead of the curve when it comes to Rogue Trader, as opposed to where I was when it came to Pathfinder. So, at the end of the day, it's all good. It's all good.
It may not have the grandeur of Ostia or Enchanze, but I am proud of what we have created here. We've established strong supply lines, and our research rivals any performed in the Republics on better days.
What about the Wana?
They keep to themselves for the most part. We have little reason to interfere, and any Huana willing to work are paid for it. We get a few of those. Perhaps village life is too simple for them. They say things are very different under Queen Onekaza II. She has unified many of the Huana under her banner. Ikawa is one of the last holdouts. It works fine for our purposes. She is easier to negotiate with.
But why build an outpost here in the first place?
Scouts reported finding Engwithan ruins along with a promising Adra vein, and the locals were welcoming enough.
Florian, you know, I was thinking about it. You're probably right. In my first episode, I mentioned that because there's the full game is not in there and we don't have character creation, I was thinking I would go back and I just wasn't even going to bother doing the Chaos playthrough yet. I was going to go Emperor. But as I've been thinking about it more since the episode came out, I'm like, going Emperor is probably what everybody's doing. Like, that's what all the commenters are saying. Like, hey, serve the Emperor, yada, yada. So I'm like, going the Chaos route is going to allow you to provide unique content. So that alone should make it worth it. So I think that's the route I'm probably going to end up taking.
Any venture of this size is difficult. Even so, the hard part was not convincing people to join us, but weeding out
undesirable individuals. We lowered our standards in the end.
Clario smiles wryly. Are there many outposts of the Deadfire?
Not long ago, the whole archipelago was beneath notice, a place of warring tribes and grotesque sea beasts. Now, it seems every ruler on Aurora wants an island of their own. The lands here belong to the Huana, for now. If you ask the Royal Deadfire Company, that will not last.
Royal Deadfire Company, a trading company owned by the Raotayan government and largely staffed by current and former members of Raotai's considerable navy. It imports staple foods and commodities to the resource-poor Raotayan mainland.
Dispatched by the Ranganui of Raotai himself. That would be their emperor or king, perhaps.
Ragna Nui, the title of the ruler of the Raotayan Empire, derived from Ranga, the Wan term for chieftain. Raotai, the powerful naval kingdom of Raotai, is dominated by coastal Amua and ruled by Ranganua. Currently the most prosperous of the old empires, Raotai has expanded aggressively into the Deadfire archipelago to secure natural resources that are scarce in their native storm-torn land. Though folk, dwarves, and Orlans can be found in Raotai, most are merchants or remnants of the old kingdoms Raotai conquered when they seized power centuries ago. Legends say that the Raotaians came to their lands from the Deadfire archipelago in the wake of a terrible cataclysm, but the details of that event have been lost to time and the imagination of storytellers. I see.
If you have any questions at all, really, at your pleasure.
40K is one messed up universe. Yeah, I'm coming to see that. I've definitely noticed that during my playthrough. Clario sets his arms behind his back, watching you with an expectant smile.
Yes? Something you need?
I have information for you about the dig site.
At last, Belfetto, tell me please, what has happened? How much have we lost? I must know.
I'm sorry. Some of your animanchers made it, but I'm afraid Odoresi was killed when Aothis arrived.
I see. I suppose we are fortunate to have any survivors. And Orisi's notes. His research?
Clario's gaze searches yours with almost feverish anticipation. Given the notes, I found these.
You did? Gods be kind.
Clario takes the bundled notes from you with barely restrained urgency. Within moments, he is flipping through the papers, his eyes sweeping back and forth across the pages.
Belfetto! We are saved!
Clario lets out a relieved, almost giddy laugh, looking up at you with a toothy grin. A grin he hides soon after beneath a cough and a look of some regret.
That is, Odorisi's legacy is not wholly lost. I like to believe the man would find that pleasing.
He folds the papers once again and sets his hands over them protectively. Warren, Moonlight, what's going on? How are you? Glad you're able to join the stream. I love the tar. Yeah, I love the Necrons. Yeah, I guess that's who that green building was for in the trailer, right? The Necrons. I haven't actually encountered any in the game yet, but I guess that's what it's supposed to be leading up to. Sister Argenta belongs to an organization whose motto is, by Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melter Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. Yo, I'm a fan of Sister Argenta. Although I think you told me at some point they said that you cannot romance her, which is crazy awful. Crazy awful. Like, why? Why do that to us? I don't understand. And yeah, the Adeptus Mechanicus, I've really come to enjoy that party member that you get from them. I find his dialogue thoroughly entertaining. Absolutely.
You say this is all the work of the Titan, of Aothis, and you still insist on looking for him? He destroyed your ship, killed my people. Would it not make more sense to sail to the far side of the world and away from all this?
Necrons are Egyptian undead space robots. That sounds like a great combination. I want to play Rogue Trader. Is it out yet? Moonlight, the alpha version, is out. So you can pay to basically reserve the game, and then you'll get a key for the alpha version. The alpha version starts you off at level 15, And then I guess it gives you all of chapter 2. I actually haven't finished it yet, so I don't know how many hours it is, but I think I've reached like I'm level 20 plus something. So it's definitely a hefty chunk of gameplay. Slandered, how are you going to play your Chaos character? Is it going to be a cold-blooded killer for the start, or is it going to be a slow descent into Chaos paved with initially good intentions? Cold-blooded killer from the start. Absolutely on his own. Absolutely all about himself. Or you try to profane a daughter of the Emperor. You truly are, damn. Hey, it is what it is. All right, she's hot. Especially when you see what she can do in combat. Her moves are absolutely the best ones. Like, she can absolutely destroy enemies you go up against. Persona 5 will let me date my teacher, but Rogue Trade is too weak to let me date a battle nut. Pathetic. Battle nuns are married to the Emperor. I am your Emperor. I am your Rogue Trader. I'm the only Emperor you're ever going to meet. Stop it. I'm already scared. You're not helping. Is that resolve? There we go.
It is a strange obligation you are under. I understand a little of that. Lucky for you. If I were a more sensible man, I would take this for fable and turn you away.
Aethys is using the Adra pillars as an energy source. If I can find more, I can find him.
Merla. He will ravage every outpost in the Deadfire. That Adra is why we are here. Why everyone is here in truth. The Valiant Trading Company, the Royal Deadfire Company, countless mercenaries.
What do you like so much about the Navigator, Camera? You've been talking about her ever since she was first announced.
You'll want to go to Nekataka. Queen Onekaza II rules there at the Kahanga Palace. Anyone seeking to do business in the Deadfire Archipelago must negotiate with her first. The Queen knows every Adra vein of worth in the Deadfire. I'm certain she can help you. That is, if she agrees to see you at all.
My Chaos character will absolutely be best buds with the Xenos. Although I don't know if in this run I'll be close with the only Xenos party member you get so far. Like, she may not like me, but everyone else will get along great. Who are the Kahangi?
The most powerful tribe in the region, now that Onekaza II has united a host of them under her rule. Ikawa would disagree, but then Ikawa contents herself with a spit of land and a handful of followers.
Cab is thirsty for that Navagussi. That's ridiculous. You say navigators are cool and her design is cool. Her design is definitely cool. Her eye can steal your soul, literally. Yeah, her powers are pretty crazy. I don't know if all navigators are supposed to be like that, but yeah. And she hates poor people like me. That's awesome. You promised to help me.
I have not forgotten. We will get you to Nekataka.
We know you don't, Camera. We know you don't really. It's all good.
And for that, you need your ship. I'll arrange it with Ikawa. Between the two of us, I'm certain we can gather the workers we need. Head down to the beach once you are ready to depart.
Thank you for the help.
Bompiaco. It is only right. After all you have done for me. I won't keep you further. You have a long and very strange journey ahead. Some advice. After you have had your audience with the Queen, seek out the Valiant Trading Company. They make their headquarters in Nekataka, and the company always appreciates good help.
Ooh. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Okay. This is excellent. Reach the city of Nekataka. Any big diss white knights in the chat? My restart pillars turn into and become a bleak walker that works for Rimmergan. What a chilling idea. But you've been so happy with your Steel Garou playthrough. Did they confirm you can't date the sister? That's what Camera said. I haven't watched the live stream yet that they did. I haven't had time.
Zeno's renegade route might be separate from. You could have just stopped the cameras. You are never safe from speech about how good Rats games are. All right, let's see if what's this, level 4 or 5? 4, I think. Let's see if they'll let us.
Still kicking, eh? What'll it be?
Let me see what
Have a
you
look.
have. How much is it if I want to re-roll this guy? 500. Yeah, okay, we're all level 4. There we go. All right. Arcana, definitely. Metaphysics. Insight, self 4. Self 4. Self 2. We got somebody else for that. History. Metaphysics. That makes the most sense probably for him. Okay. So certain spells are already in your grimoire, and the other ones you have to manually select. Arms bearer, I don't need that. All right, so we'll take this. And did it say? No, he doesn't already have that. Yeah, and then we can take Slicken at some point. That's cool. All right, next. There we go. Arcana again. Metaphysics again. Okay, now level 2 opened up for us. Oh, and we got 2 options now. So I'm always like confused. And then what's over here? 2 weapon style. Oh, what type of weapon are you using? No, we don't care about the weapons really. We want to make sure this stuff is done. So Curse of Blackened Sight. Yeah, Curse of Blackened Sight, sure. Where is the Menelita's Blast? Okay, so here we go. Concussive missiles. So they don't have the early. Oh, here we go. Oh, we already got the minor ones. And then there's just none on this side. Looks like it. All right, fine. Excellent. Do it again. Do it again. I know nothing about Warhammer 40K, so everything is fair game for me. I understand. All right, we get one more. Oh, mirrored image, of course, of course. If it gets hit. And then magical implements. He already has a scepter. Let's get the rod for now. And then we can also get the wand later on. Arcana, metaphysics. Level 3. Okay, I definitely want repulsive visage. And we should get deleterious alacrity. Will defense. Gain concentration, combat focus. Yeah, we'll take blights are continually recycled and replenished until the spell ends. Yeah, I like those too, but we'll get that first. Next. Okay. There we go. Now we're good. Now that's didn't make sense for the sister to date anyone unless she's a sinner. The sisters of battle are zealots who dedicated their lives to serve the emperor. Interesting. Awaken, what's going on, man? How are you? Hold on a moment. It's the Eldar chick. If we can romance her, it'd be a crime to not let you romance the gun nun. I mean, come on now. I understand Laura is not supposed to make sense. At least let me be able to corrupt her and then romance her. If nothing else, if that's the way it's got to be, that's the way it's got to be. Let me do that. Let me do that. Fracture Volition, Psychic Backlash, Combat Focus, Hammering Thoughts, +1 Penetration. I like Ecto Psychic Echo. I seem to remember liking that, so... What does this do again? Foe target is dominated for a little while. You know, we'll get dominated first. And we'll get penetration. There we go. Penetration? I still wonder if Rogue Trader will manage to explain and portray the 40
and its grim, dark nature and manner, so they even new fans even time with it. I'm completely new, and I had no problems picking it up. It was very, very well laid out. Wasn't a problem at all. Feels like the elder is less likely than the sister, but nothing says any of those characters can't be romance if you get down to it. We'll see. But New Year resolution: buy a backup generator. Nemesis. Oh my God. So rough. That was a rough couple of days. Unfortunately, but very glad that it's over now. Corrupted, I will be actually against the Lord. Romance and her should be fine if you are a loyalist, though. Oh, okay. So in my Emperor run, I should be able to romance her. Okay. No romances in game yet. Not written. Oof. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, I mean, they got plenty of time, right? More than likely, this isn't coming out to the end of the year. In the novel, some sisters of battles do have romantic relations. The figurehead of the sister of battles have even hinted to be in a relationship with a female inquisitor. There are sisters that have sex. There was one older canonist that had a lot of it in a Kane book. It's not a hard rule. Nice. Okay, so then yeah, that's the route I want to see her go down. Did you multi-class cipher or pure cipher? Pure cipher. Pure cipher. Nuns in 40K do get it on. Okay, all right, fine. Then I just gotta wait it out. Sooner or later, she'll be available the way she should be. Yeah, we're going pure, straight up cipher, so that I can make sure I get all the juicy cipher stuff that I want. Let's see. Steadies a fighter's arm, allowing them to convert graves to hits on any attack made with a proficient weapon, or two-weapon style, or two-handed style, or determination. Fighter gains bonus defense against intellect, perception, and constitution afflictions. Oh, man. That's actually pretty nice. I kind of... You know, we're going to go with to hit for now. Let's see how it works in the future. There are corruptors, but it's really hard to do that. They grew up in the church. It tends to take serious chaos corruption to do that. Now, if you can romance the Space Wolf, it's a more complicated topic. Why is that more complicated? Alchemy, religion. Ooh, another say. Oh, wait, you definitely need this. I'm sure consecrated ground is useful. When I play Cypher, I would spam crossbow shots for interruption and disintegrate for mass damage. Sounds pretty similar to what I'll probably end up doing. Alright, we're not going to worry about the resting bonus, because 3 of them have it anyway. And plus, I'm pretty sure you get interrupted on your way up to what's his name. So, and, oh, you know what? Now that I remember as well, I think it's a long way to go to get up there. Like, it's no joke. So, uh-oh. Is my... Okay, yeah, my formation's right. Let's see here. Space Marines have no sex drives. They don't reproduce anymore. What? Oh, snap. That's terrible. Oof. It'd be awful to have to live life that way. This is the beach, right? Space Wolves are like cosmic Vikings who developed the poison so hard that even a sniff will kill a man. But for them, it only gets them drunk. But they lost their sex drive in the process? Terrible.
Good. You are here. Clario has made good on his promise. We are making ready to free your ship.
Ikawa gestures towards your vessel, where a motley group of Awana and Valiant workers race to and fro.
I say still that you were fortunate. The ship was nearly lost, but it will float. For how long, I cannot say. You will wish to find a friendly port with some speed, I think.
Do you know where Nakataka is?
So you will go to the great Kahanga city as well. You must sail north for some time, and then a little east. Take care in Nakataka, outsider. It will close its jaws around you, and you will never notice. Come, we will see your defiant out to sea.
Sorry, Wolf. You can't have a wolf boyfriend. Wow. Here we are. You have received a curious message from Harbinger Vatnir. This missive, written in what looks like dried blood on a slice of tan leather, came to you rolled and sealed with the mark of the Aurochs. Ooh, oh, this is the DLC, right? The lettering, spidery and sharp, suggests the sender may have been shivering as they composed it. Most glorious Watcher of Cadnoa, I cordially invite you to a feast to be held in your honor. A community of like minds is congregated at Harbinger's Watch, a small outpost located in the southern Deadfire Sea, to witness the dead flow's rapid expansion. Soon, ice shall consume us all, and Rimmergan's dominion over Dead Yor be unchallenged. God of entropy, cold, winter, bad luck, famine, and natural disasters, manifests as a giant albino oryx moving amidst a great blizzard, and in the plodding footsteps of Rimmergan come death and disintegration. I know we already read that. I felt it was worth reading again. We eagerly anticipate hosting your magnificence with admiration for your many accomplishments, Vatnir, High Harbinger of Dusk. Woo!
We should address the matter of our ship's resources before we get underway.
Continue.
It saddens me to inform you that we lost several crew and most of our provisions during the storm. However, Port Margé appears to be well supplied, and I expect the recent disaster has left several sailors in want of a ship. I suggest we contract for additional supplies and crew before we return to open water, or our voyage may indeed be a short one.
In Deadfire, not every ship on the sea is friendly. Hostile ships can attempt to engage you in ship-to-ship combat. Oh, the Shivering Isles DLC. Oh, okay. Beast of Winter, Shivering Isles. Okay. It's probably going to be a long time before we do that, so don't get excited. The benefit to getting access to DLC quests early is you can get the party members sooner, as opposed to Pillars Returning 1, when you got the DLC party members at the end, basically. But don't you have to wait until you're like a very high level before you're good enough to be able to do the DLC? And another case of a cool god like you don't get to play as. Always bugged me about Pelagina in this DLC. What? That you want it to be a Rimmergan godlike? I don't know. I think it's in the realm of Space Marine Navigators and Astropaths, but it never comes up, so it's not an issue. I don't think they're neuter or anything, but they lose a lot of human personality traits. Interesting. During ship combat, distance and orientation of the enemy are vital to your success. Distance determines if the enemy is in range of your cannons or if you are in range of theirs. Orientation determines what cannons. Never do ship-to-ship combat. It's so bad. Just board up the ship and fight. Orientation determines what cannons, if any, you can fire, as well as how easily your ship may be hit. Turning your side to the enemy may allow you to fire the most cannons, but it makes you an easier target. Each ship must maintain its sails and hull. Damaged sails limit the speed of a ship. If a hull is destroyed, the ship will sink. The ship's cannons are also limited by how much ammunition the ship is carrying. I can never be bothered with ship fights and always wait for the boarding action. Bruh, if you think Naval Combat and Rogue Trade is mid, wait till you see it here. Does this game have a Shield Gorov reference? I'm not sure. You get far enough in the DLC to get the party member and then go back. Oh, okay. When two ships get close to each other, they can board or ram. Boarding locks the two ships together and transitions to... I just finished an Oblivion playthrough to get my mage fix. Princess also always boards. Interesting. They can board or ram. Boarding locks the two ships together and transitions to a deck-to-deck fight between the two ship crews. A ramming attack does damage to the hull of both ships. If one does not sink, the battle transitions to a deck-to-deck battle. Once you have victoriously sunk the other ship or defeated them in deck-to-deck combat, you can plunder what remains. Plunder typically includes ship resources, treasure, and occasionally the unique triumph of a noteworthy enemy captain. Coins can be shared with the crew to improve morale, and triumphs are always flown from your ship's rigging. Okay. Now, how do you go into... Here we go, ship. Ship UI. There are several jobs on the ship that crew needs to fill while sailing. Every ship needs deckhands, cannoneers, and a helmsman, and all ships benefit from having a cook, surgeon, and navigator on board. The larger ships even require a boatswain to keep the deckhands in order. To place a new sailor on the ship, you must be in a port. Click an available sailor from the known sailor section and move them to an open role on the ship. Note that each sailor has different talents. Not all sailors will be well suited for a given job. Filter through the known sailor job types to see who excels in each role. Your crew consumes both food and drink while adventuring. The type of food and drink you feed them will adjust their morale. More expensive provisions make them happier. Cheap food and drink will lower their morale over time. Even so, few things will impact your crew's morale as badly as letting them starve. A starving crew with low morale may mutiny. If neglected for long enough, some may even die. There are several jobs on the ship. Boarding for the win solves morale issues. Does boarding actually increase morale? The captain determines how likely the ship is to gain advantage. First move and other bonuses in ship-to-ship combat. Deckhands are required to perform any maneuvers in ship-to-ship combat. If the ship does not have enough deckhands, it will move more slowly on the world map. The more skilled deckhands the ship has, the faster it will move in combat. The boatswain counts as a deckhand, but it's more important for their ability to accelerate the completion of certain special events, such as putting out a deck fire on the ship by coordinating their actions. Helmsman is required for turning and jibe actions in ship-to-ship combat. More experienced helmsmen make the ship harder to hit after performing turn and jibe actions. Cannons cannot fire without a cannoneer assigned to them. The more experienced the cannoneer, the more accurate their fire. Surgeon increases the rate of healing for injured crew members in reserve, both in combat and while traveling. Some of you might die, but this is a sacrifice I'm prepared to make. I think you already played this game before, but in case you don't remember, always keep your party somewhat equipped, even those who are not currently in your active party. Got you, okay. Best change they ever made was add the skip to boarding button. I remember on release, you had to point towards the enemy, then full speed ahead for 6 rounds. That's what you had to do when I was playing it. That's why I was dismissing all this boarding stuff. I'm like, I remember how hard it was to board. That was no better. But now there's a button you can just press where you're automatically bored. Oh, that's interesting. See, all this crap is what makes this game too convoluted. This is like Black Flag on steroids, but it's all text-based. The most important thing to your crew. After a certain amount of morale, they sing. The Janties. I remember the shanties. 2 jobs have no combat roles, but may be called upon to resolve ship events. The navigator increases speed on the world map, and the cook reduces food consumption while traveling. I didn't know the cook reduces food consumption. Okay. So it looks like we've got a deckhand. We've got 2 deckhands. Okay, deckhands is good. We've got a novice cannoneer, and wait, this is a seasoned deckhand and a novice deckhand, and we've got a novice helmsman. And we've got some food and drink stored up. We've got Obsidian Colors or the Watcher of Cadnor. We're going to leave the Watcher of Cadnor. We're going to increase our sails. And we're going to increase the hull. Get a better hull. We could do Obsidian, but no. Put some fruit there. All right. And then our cook has a cracked bone and she's injured. So we should be resting her. All right, now, right, put the hurt woman to rest. Absolutely agree. Shanties are quite nice in the game. I agree. My crew singing made me smile. Got to give them credit for making unique shanties of classes for the game and having 2 singers for them. Yeah, the shanties were really nice. Okay. So first things first, let's pirate ship. Man, it seems I'm going slow as hell. Is that just my imagination? Oh, this is a story beat. I remember now. Sit through the wreckage, continue. There we go. There's none of value left. You encounter another ship and sea, right? This automatically happens. First introduced to Seraphim, the fast ship literally scared the hell out of me. Yeah. yeah. I was looking at it like they're about to blow the crap up out of me. Is that the game that the song Valhalla Calling came from? I love that song. I forgot this is basically a pirate game. Yep. Even though I've never done the pirate ending before. As the Defiant leaves Port Mahaj behind, you casually observe dozens of other ships coming and going, mostly fishing and trade vessels. One craft stands out, an imposing dhow replete with cannons, crested to view across the Defiant starboard bow. The flag raised high atop its sails signifies a wish to parley. However, the dhow approaches at an aggressive speed, suggesting that it may not be easily turned away. Face your pursuer head on. You spin the ship's wheel counterclockwise. The ship swings round quickly, disturbing a gull resting on the foremast. The bird voids a white splotch on the deck as a sign of its disapproval. You even out the wheel and bear straight towards the dhow. The distance closes quickly, and soon the massive dow's hull rolls on the waves beside your ship. Boarding planks emerge and are quickly cast to your ship, along with shouts from its crew notifying you that their captain will be boarding. Several well-armed men cross the planks, their eyes watching every inch of your ship. The crowd parts open and make way for their captain, a tall, well-dressed man. He peers at you with one impeccably groomed eyebrow raised. Following behind the captain and in stark contrast strides an unkept Orland. A pair of pistol grips protrude from his belt, and he casually twirls a stocky forearm round his index finger. His shaggy face, framed by long cobalt blue hair and a wildly braided cerulean beard, makes the crooked smile he directs at you seem almost sinister. I think it was cool all the companions are basically joining you as spies, giving them a good reason for siding up and to have conflicts. Yep, that part of the game is very well done.
On behalf of the Principe Sen Patrina, I must request we meet in Parliament.
Principe Sen Patrina responded to the collapse of Grand Valia 2720 through 2760 AI. Noble families packed up their households and sailed abroad, seeking new opportunities away from the shadow of their homeland. Over time, their old world traditions evolved into a new identity as the Principe Sen Patrina, the princes without a homeland, a loosely connected and regulated organization of pirates. The broad-shouldered captain uptilts his chin in greeting. When he smiles, his left cheek divots a shallow dimple. I will grant your parley.
I will make this quick.
He flourishes a courtly bow.
I have heard some marvelous tales regarding your ventures in the Deerwood. In fact, you are the first dragon slayer I have ever met, outside of a grave.
And we'll roll on the old Barris wheel along as we all hang on. So nobody knows that song? I highly recommend it. Valhalla Calling? Nope, I don't know it.
Some fools would seek to make a fortune by pilfering from one such as you.
I take it he is not one of those fools. Perhaps we should listen.
Shut up, Aleph. Aleph crosses his arms, cautious but curious. Under the captain's words, you hear a faint but incessant buzzing. It blooms, overwhelming Ferrante's voice, drowning out all else around you. No one else seems to notice. A vision. Thunder cracks between your ears, and you glimpse a different sunshine sea behind your eyes. Fight against it. You shudder your mind, reinforcing your inner self, rejecting the invading spirit. How the hell did I do that? I completely... Oh, because I'm a cipher. Oh, I was about to say, I dumped Resolve, so I thought he was about to completely destroy my mind, quite frankly. The vision passes, leaving you blinking on the deck of the Defiant, looking into Ferrante's face. He raises an eyebrow.
I believe you have met such a fool. Captain Benwith of the Drake.
Despite the gravity of his words, he smiles grandly, and the dimple cuts deeper into his left cheek. I know a cipher's handiwork when I feel it. Tell yours to stay out of my head. The Blue Orleans mouth falls open.
Careful, ship hunter. Mind that you do not confuse a useful skill set for a non-expendable one.
You little fuck shit! Ferrante glares at Seraphin. The Orlan steps back, blinking away the rebuke, and peers at you, probing. His yellow-green eyes narrow, unfocused, as if trying to remember something. Then the captain turns a warm smile back to you.
My apologies. Rest assured, it will not happen again.
Apologies, Captain. Didn't mean it, really. We're up all night, you know, searching out our friend here.
He looks to you. Oh, it's just because I'm a watcher. Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
You've been at sea a while. Your mind starts playing tricks on you, aye? Well, mine plays tricks on others, too. Usually don't mean much. Maybe see a bit of shadow, hear a bit of tune. Not less a person sensitive. Like, say, a watcher.
He winks. Wait, who are the Principes and Patrina?
This is the first you are hearing of us, truly?
His brow raised in a show of surprise, but then his smile turns sly and he cants his head as if to include you in a secret.
We are a magnificent but largely landless people, so we have come to own the sea. To survive, we must seize prosperity where we can. Hence, we are oft labeled as pirates, smugglers, merchants of illicit trade, or mercenaries. It will not always be so, but it is for now.
And your furry little companion happens to be...
Allow me to introduce one of my more special acquisitions. A diamond in the rough, if you will. Seraphin is a magnificent ship hunter. In fact, he is how we tracked you.
Seraphin's fur-bordered lips twist down at the corners as Ferrante speaks, and you feel the fuzzy vibration within your inner ears of another oncoming vision. Let the visions come. Prismatic light explodes behind your eyes as the images wash over you. The bow of a ship, bowsprit jutting rigidly forward, seeking, searching, mind freed and sliding across the waves. The minuscule thoughts of sea beasts shining below, the gulls above, all eating, fucking, shitting, the circle eternal. Cold, wet, then parched throat, heat, wind-stirring fur, shouting, cannon fire somewhere distant, the Adra Colossus, dawn radiant in the distance. Look away, it burns. The rum flows below decks, a party and you out here, searching still. Dice thrown, clatter rolling, Drake eyes, Felicia in the bilge with Arno, thrusting waves of, should ignore that. Captain Ferrante at his desk, a hand mirror out, plucking the hairs that bristle his earlobes. Outward, Seraphin, outward, turning then and there, too bright and too sundered. Follow the thread to a whisper dark and hard, wrapped in a tattered hurricane, all aboard a name, defiant.
Not to say that I ain't wildly honored to be making the acquaintance of a lord as dashing as yourself.
He rises from a deep bow you didn't see him make, and you're not sure whether it's the deck of the Dauntless that's so unsteady or your legs. Eder seems pleased. Shodi lifts her chin in interest. They both like lighthearted. I remember the Drake.
Then that should make this easy.
It's so funny that Seraphin gets introduced like that, and yet you could choose to make him a full barbarian, so the scene makes no sense. That's pretty cool.
I am keen to show my rascal of a compatriot some much-needed humility. I thought perhaps you may care to as well.
Ferrantes, do my job for me, friend. Hope you don't die in the effort.
The rogue words flit through your thoughts like darters, not quite your own, but not entirely unlike your own either. If Benwith is one of your own, shouldn't you take responsibility for his actions?
Benwith is no captain of mine, Imiko. It is not beneath my flag his Drake sails. Yet I do seek to temper his actions when they would endanger the Principe altogether.
How has Benwith endangered the Principe?
Are you saying if we rile you, you will pose no threat to us? Pardon if I do not believe you, Dragon Slayer.
The captain chuckles, fingers rubbing the frilled collar about his throat.
Word of Benwith's thread on the Defiant will spread throughout the Deadfire. More fools will seek to prey upon you. I would suggest you stave off all others by making an example of Benway.
But I thought you were going to show Benway some humility.
Gelarde, but I am, through you.
He smiles wider, and the dimple cuts deeper into his cheek. Ashley, what's going on? Yo, not postponing this for Rogue Hunter? You're very disciplined. Nope. We're not doing a live playthrough of Rogue Hunter until they have character creation. So for now, I'll just release the videos on the channel. Plus, whenever they do another major patch, it's going to clear all the saves anyway. So when the beta with the character creation and more meat gets released, then we'll do a live playthrough. But for now, I'm going to hold off, especially because I'll probably only do one live playthrough before the full game releases. And I know there's a ton of people who aren't going to want to watch it anyway because they won't want to get spoiled. So, I don't see any need to rush into it. I'm good on that. Khajiit? Who's Khajiit?
It is you Benway has insulted, amigo. You he has invited aggression against. Burn and sink him. It will cause the Principe to revere you.
This isn't just about me, though, is it? If I'm to do you a favor, I want a boon for it. The good humor wipes from his face.
I suppose I should expect as much from a man once employed by the dozens.
That hurts. That hurts and stabs me straight in the chest. I am not a member of the dozens. God dog it.
Of course, amigo. Work with me, and I will weight your pockets with gold.
Oh, the cat raised some elder skulls. Yep.
When you have dealt with my problem, I will prepare a fine welcome for you at my port. Now, a tip for you.
His smile returns twofold, and he nods amicably.
Benwet's Drake took damage during the storm. Eventually, he will need to dock for repairs, and when he does, Seraphin can find him for you.
What's Santiano? What are you talking about? Ferrante flourishes a hand toward the Orlan at his side.
He is rather an unrefined creature, but he is a most skilled ship hunter, I assure you.
Unrefined? Begging your pardon, Captain, but I'd be the fucking model of the Gentleman of Fortune.
The Orlan scoffs.
As for Benwith, that sucker of squid tits be as predictable as the tide. I'd wager all my furriest bits that he'd set sail for Deadlight.
That would be felicitous indeed, as I believe the traitor Remaro hides there as well. I quite enjoy killing two men with a single bullet.
But, Sonny, you sided with them. I sided with who?
Wouldn't have even thought of it if you hadn't brought it up, sir.
Santiano's a sea shanty. It's actually called, but it's a sea shanty that I love. Interesting. I don't know who that voice actor is, but I bet he voices some Khajiit. Yet you feel a surge of anger that's not your own. Seraphin spins towards you and bows again.
Now, I ain't hardly in any hurry to leave the fine company of the Gentleman of Leisure, but the captain be right about me finding your mark. Adding to that, you sail into Fort Deadlight not knowing your innies from your outies. You might very well find the locals cannon fucking your boat to sodden splinters.
He grins broadly. What can you do for me?
Are you asking aside from my vaunted ship hunting abilities, self-evident manners, and encyclopedic know-how of all things piratical?
Teeth glint between the curves of his smile. Why loan me your best ship hunter?
What venture does not require an investment to be prosperous? The Seraphin is an allowance, which I expect you will return in one payment or another.
Welcome aboard, Seraphin.
Oh, you won't be regretting this, Watcher. At least so long as you keep us heavy in grog and light on the onions. Ugh, them dirty shit apples ain't never agreed with me, and I'll be suspecting they never will.
He pats his belly as he strides to your side.
He's not sleeping near my berth, I promise you that much.
I sail now for Dunwich, my own safe port. I will await you there, should you be successful in schooling our wayward captain.
And we will... I'm already a cipher. Do I want him to be a barbarian cipher or a regular old cipher? I'm not going to be using them long term all that much, so you know what, which?
Hold fast to the helm. Hold fast to the wind. Oh, I'll just great. We'll have you all skinned. All right. Save there. Affiliated trade vessel. Supply. No. Whoops. Cancel that. Here we are. Now this deckhand. Hey, we got a seasoned cook. You're hired. Master navigator and a master helmsman. You're hired. Master deckhand and master surgeon. You're hired. Master cannoneer and a master cook. You're hired. And that's all the masters we have there. So, first of all, oh, that's right. If I needed more, oh, I need cannons, right? 0 to 250 meters, 400 meters, 500 meters, 15 meters, 15% traveling speed, 6-9 damage, 4-7 damage, 10-13 damage. Those are the new game plus crewmates, I think. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, because I played this game before. That's interesting. 4 to 7. So these 6 to 9, they do 5. These do 500 meters. So 6 through 9, that sounds a little better. 10 through 13. I'll take one of these. I don't even know how many of these I need, but we'll take them all. Why not? I don't know how I feel about this spark and flame thingamajig yet. You sell this, sell this, sell this. Sell that, sell that, sell that. Yep. Pretty sure I probably don't need any of those, but we'll hang on to them now just in case. All right. Refill ship supplies. Oh, wow. So they let you just buy this stuff now. Oh, that's nice. So wait. Yeah, okay. Are in the card? Sure. Trade. So we're good. Not gonna lie though, favorite shanty is Moby Duck. You pick the seasoned cook. While mine is unique. Make them full barbarian. While mine is unique though. I was great as well have your skin. It's too late. I already made him a witch. Flock, what's going on? How are you? I played Midnight Suns for about an hour Friday night. Oh, what'd you think of it? It kept crashing when I tried to make saves, so I stopped and decided to let it go. How's your luck been turning with it? What is this? +1 intellect, +1 history, and +1 insight. I don't know if that's even actually increasing my intellect, but whatever. That's right. The Cutthroat Cosmo reduces penalty for armor. What's the party-wide effect? +5% damage with firearms. That doesn't really help us yet, but something to keep in mind at least. Hey, that water lowers morale. Let's see how happy they are after a day without water. Oh, look at you. You got Midnight Suns for free? I even had to freaking pay for it. They didn't send me a code or anything. One day I'm going to be on that level. So my expectations were low. Yeah, if you only played it for an hour, you probably haven't really gotten to the Abbey yet. It's the Abbey sections where the game really starts to show some weaknesses. I think the regular fighting and the gameplay, the card stuff is cool, but the dialogue, it's not what's up, bro. It's not what's up, unfortunately. Okay, where my people's at? Here we go. So you're a surgeon. Oh, so they've already got you a surgeon. They already got you as a cook. You're a level 2 cook. But didn't I got somebody else. Okay, here you go. What are you? You're a level 4 cook, and you're also a level 4 cannoneer. So we've got you as a cannoneer. Okay.
You're a level 4 helmsman, and you're also a level 4 navigator. So we left you as a navigator here. That makes sense as well. Fine, we'll do that. Oh, we only got standard lanterns, standard helms. We need to upgrade all that, quite frankly. Oh, we got the sails of Barath. But they're not as good as the sails we already have, so we'll go ahead and keep that in here. What are these? Are these the crappy ones? Those are the crappy ones. So we'll replace it with those. And we got more than what we needed, but it's okay. That's where I stopped. Yep. A lot of talking, like Mass Effect level dialogue. Right. So they got the amount of dialogue that Mass Effect has, but it's not nearly as good as Mass Effect's dialogue, so it doesn't work very well, unfortunately. All right, let's save here. Like, why does water lower morale? Yeah, I don't get it either. Oh, yeah, so that's the thing, right? You have to be careful about what type of food you eat. You get them right because certain types of food and drink will make them feel a certain kind of way. I forgot about that. That's a good point. Very, very irritating. Very, very irritating. All right. Okay, let's make our way up. Up. Surely Lantern too good to not have her in melee. I think her scythe is unique too. Yep. I'm leaving her in melee, definitely. So it's perfect to ship deck. Okay. And let me just make sure. Oh, hold on. Here we go. All right, you can open up the map and it'll show everything you want. So there's Harbinger's Watch. And we're trying to get here to Nekataka. All right. We'll save there. 2 months done. Wait, Mass Effect or Mass Effect Andromeda? I would say the dialogue is actually worse than Mass Effect Andromeda, to be completely straight up with you. You're sailing past a reef when Rum Dum Rigger shouts out, pointing to port. There lists a ship stranded in the middle, perched on a narrow shawl. It tips and rolls with the passing waves. Hanging from its mast is a blue flag showing an image of a crescent moon sinking beneath the waves. Your crew gathers round, murmuring in low, excited voices. That first interaction you get on Sayuka freaking killed me. I died. Old Ingram rushes to the railing. Captain, that's Gift Bearer's ship. No telling what sorts of treasures it's got. Beodol snorts. Gift Bearers carry sentimental junk, worthless stuff. No, that's a smuggler ship. It's a classic disguise. Chudapek spits into the water. Then it's a fucking stupid one. Gift Bearers only visit landlocked settlements. That's a trap. What was that about the Gift Bearers, Beodol? Beodol fixes a pensive frown on the wreck. No offense, Captain, but the servants of Andra collect things people want to forget and consign them to the sea. Anything Gift Bearers might be carrying will be stuff nobody wants. Thoughts? Ah, crap. Here, you. Ain't a trap, Captain. Ship be too smashed to ship for that. Might be too smashed to ship for salvage, too. Seraphin scratches the back of his head as he peers at the vessel. Man, I seem to remember this being... this ship having like a disease on it or something and it being terrible. Take care, kid. Have a good one. Lennon, I just realized you joined the stream. Hey, man, what's going on? By the way, you can attack any faction ship and they won't hate you for it. Aside from when you're in the sea, best money-making method. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Prepare skiffs. We'll have to row out and climb the hull. You row the skiff above the reefs, the waves tossing it, the bottom of the small boat occasionally scraping against the jagged structure below. You tie off a snag of coral next to the wreck. The water is rough and the hull slick with brine, but you're able to find purchase between the shifting planks. Climb up. You pull yourself up using bent planks and barnacles for holds. You've almost reached the main deck when a wave slams against the ship. You are crashed from somewhere below as the vessel rocks. Your legs slip out from under you and your fingers dig into wet lumber. You grip holds. Once the ship settles, you resume your climb and make it to the safety of the deck. The ship is deserted. You don't even find corpses. if the ship had a skiff, it's missing 2. Search for salvage. You find several cases of supplies and several more of assorted odds and ends. Handkerchiefs, bead jewelry, cracked scrimshaw, child's doll. You think back to Beeldo's comments and wonder if this might have been a smuggler's vessel at all. Search for evidence of smugglers. 412. Looks like you're the best. There appears to be nothing else of value. Load onto your skiff and row back to your ship. Whatever. It is what it is. Andromeda is great fun gameplay wise. Jump in over cover and charging in is great. I love the jetpack. I thought the jetpack was absolutely fantastic. Very well done. But the other parts of it, yeesh. And here,
comes to you on a cold wind.
This is one of my favorite moments in all of gaming. Like, I didn't know it was going to be like this when I played it for the first time. And I love these dialogues every single time they come up. I think such a fantastic job was done with these sequences.
The ring comes again and again, until soon the air is full with the sound of 1,000 bells ringing all at once. You are alone.
And then you are not.
And then you are not. An indistinct figure stands before you, flickering between forms like a fire-cast shadow. A fixed, taunting grin. Bottomless black eyes. A yawning chasm in the earth. The aspects of Bareth, the Usher and the Pallid Knight, shift in and out of focus. And at their back, 4 indistinct shades hover. You feel an eternity stretch out behind each of them, reaching back to places so distant and yet so near you cannot comprehend their size.
That's Ashley Williams narrating? Really? Is it?
The shifting image of Bareth settles on the aspect of the Pallid Knight.
Watcher.
Her voice is the discordant clangor of gongs struck out of time.
I tasked you to discover Aethys's intentions. Tell me what you have learned.
He's draining souls from veins of luminous Adra.
The Pallid Knight knits her brows.
He does not seek to return to the beyond?
Her sickly pale skin pulls tight across the bones of her face, as if the shell of this aspect does not quite fit the impossible creature it contains. The figure nearest Bareth dissolves and reforms in the image of a thin-lipped ancient crone whose face has felt the melting kiss of fire.
Len and I am definitely going to have to try Underrail next year.
The goddess Wodica strides forward.
Does Aethys frighten you, Bareth? He should. Magran subdued Aethys's influence once before, and yet he returned.
From out of Wodica's shadow shuffles a hunched, bald man you recognize as the god Scan. His skin is mapped with swollen lash scars, and breath whistles through the ragged hole in his face, where his nose once was. He does not speak, but stares up at Wodica, with naked loathing plain on his ruined face. Wodica steeples her long, knob-jointed fingers.
We must annihilate Aethys now, before he makes a rash decision we cannot easily annul.
She casts a sly look at the Pallid Knight from the corners of her eyes.
Yeah, I noticed that, Mega, that they added more dialogues. I've seen that, and I'm sure that's going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to hear more of what Wodica has to say. Dagon. Yeah, Andromeda, when it came to like exploration and combat, was fantastic. I feel like the combat definitely was the best in the Mass Effect series. It's just that dialogue. Not only the dialogue, but just the party members there in general. They're just not as good or as interesting as what had come before. It was really, really disappointed. Yep, I absolutely agree, Highway. Find you the early days of Pathfinder has grown your channel. Thanks, Cecilia. Glad you enjoy the content and good to see you on the stream. Yeah, we're growing here. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. I hope to grow even more next year. Scan is the only god I'll give the time of day to. Scan is so freaking interesting. Like, might play this game again one day just to be a priest of Scan and someone who's trying to do things his way. He is fascinating. Will you defy the gods on this run? Nope. I'm a loyal follower of Barath on this run. Coming to this game at the Pathfinder Wrath of Barath. And first question is, why can't I slaughter the gods in this game? Yeah, no, it's a little something different. Hey.
A moon would do the job nicely.
A crack on Andra, nice. Say nothing.
The figure beside the aspect of Bareth flows forward in a swirling cloud of ash. The ash falls to the tiles and reveals a molten-skinned woman, leaning on a monstrous, wicked-edged broadsword. Magrin's glowing lips curl in disdain.
We must find a solution to the problem of Aethys that is neither do nothing, nor destroy the world. I acted in haste during the Saints' War. You will not goad me into doing the same now. To move against him while his plans are unknown would be the height of foolishness. We must find wisdom in precaution.
Say nothing.
Another of the silent figures steps forward, and the warm, golden light of a summer's afternoon spills across your face.
Let's all take a deep, calming breath. Perhaps cooler heads will prevail.
Behind Helia's words, you hear the soft coo of doves.
Aethys has been separated from us for too long. Isn't it possible he intends only to gather enough souls to reclaim his realm in the beyond? He should be welcomed.
You look up then into avian eyes. Through them, you see clouds of starlings converge and divide.
Say nothing.
Scan shuffles forward.
Yes. We should welcome Aethys' return to the fold. His gratitude we can leverage to cajole him into divulging his plot. Then, when he believes himself to be in our good graces, we do as Wetica suggests and crush him into the earth.
It's almost 1:30 in the morning here, Moonlight, and I actually got to go to a funeral tomorrow. We are going to end this after this conversation is finished.
Scan pauses, inspecting you.
And here is the Watcher who killed Lord Harren, the man who tormented his dear niece, Alice. Curious.
You remember me.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless mouth and grins, then turns to Helia.
I did not expect such a deliciously ruthless idea from you, Helia. I am impressed.
I'm doing a pirate run when it is to defy the gods. Talking back to them here is damn satisfying. Yeah, this time I'm completely loyal to Barath, so I'm letting Barath lead them and work it out. Thank you, Moonlight. I appreciate it. What companions we use in this run? So, Eder, Shodi, Aleph, Maya, and then I'm always conflicted over the last one because whoever the last one is, their feelings are gonna be hurt because I don't side with their particular faction. Probably the waterbender guy, but we'll see.
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
Say nothing.
The pallid knight gestures for silence.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be subdued. Yet to do so will take immense power and time. Both stand in his favor.
Magrin grits her black glass teeth.
That is why we must ascertain his plans before he has the chance to put them into motion.
She begins to pace. Her steps leave little trails of fire in her wake. Magrin stops and balls her hands into flaming fists.
Magrin is the only one of the guys here that I do wish I could give her what's for on behalf of Durance. Like, why can't I tell her you treated one of my best friends like absolute dog shit, and if I could, I'd punish you for it.
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, there is the possibility he could return if he has not already absorbed all of his children.
Absorbed his children? I don't understand.
The pallid night casts a cold, cutting glare in Mogren's direction.
You can only have 4 companions in this game? Oh, really? I swear I thought I could have 5. Oh, okay. Well, then cool. I'm good. So, yeah, then that's it. That's my scene. You take the Snow Elf sidekick character instead. Is that the new one in the DLC? I don't know anything about that one. So, maybe I'll end up taking them. We'll see. You actually only get 4 slots in the game. So, Eder, Olaf, Shodi, and Mayan. That's it. Awesome. Okay, then that works. Mogren looks cool. Yeah, super cool.
Mogren speaks too freely. That knowledge is beyond your ken, Watcher.
Wodica waves the gods to silence.
Aethys gathers strength. His strength is a threat to us.
Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys other than decisive, final action.
Say nothing.
We will act when it is appropriate to do so, and not before.
The pallid knight steps away from the half-circle of assembled gods. She pulls herself up to a great height.
Okay, so they reduced the party size in the sequel? Right, because in the original, I had Eder, Olaf, Pallegina, Grieving Mother, and Durance. So, right, it was 5. I had 5 party members before, so they reduced it by 1. Oh, okay, interesting.
The words she speaks next come not from her mouth, but from all around you.
Follow him, Watcher.
The black of the pallid knight's irises expand until her eyes are as dark and cold as the void between stars. She bends down and brings her ghostly face level with your own.
I mean, you can't see that, but I'm just imagining it, and that has to be, I'm sorry, an absolutely terrifying experience.
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
I'll do what I can.
She stares at you, unblinking. Like a needle drawn to a magnet, you are pulled toward her one compulsory step at a time. You blink open your eyes and find yourself on the floor of your ship's cabin. Alone.
Oof. Hey, this as the god sweating. Absolutely. Mogren literally couldn't perceive Durance. Yeah. His whole story is kind of sad, to be honest. Like, he deserved better. While on deck of your ship, you can press the up arrow at the top to access the world map. Yep, no problem.
I'll take care of this.
Let's take care of that. Let's take care of that. Then we come out here. All right. Now, we'll need to talk to everybody on the ship to make sure that we get any new quests that I have to do. But I think that's enough for one day. We've made some pretty good progress on the game. And I know some of you are already getting tired, and I'm going to have to go to a funeral tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and cut it off there. But hope all of you had a good time. We're going to be progressing through this game just like we did in Pillars of Eternity 1. I plan to do an absolute full playthrough, getting through as much of the content as I possibly can. But until next time, I more than likely will be streaming tomorrow evening, unless I'm just like completely wiped when I get back from the funeral. You all know, at the very least, I usually stream Monday and Wednesday evening, so that's what I plan to do. So more than likely, I'll be back on tomorrow night, so look for that invite. And until then, have a good evening. Take care, everyone. Moonlight, Princess, take care. Both of you have a good evening. Glad you were able to join the stream. Take care, Chris. Glad you enjoyed it. Night, Damas. Thanks, Dagon. I appreciate it, man. Take care. Night, Stubbs. Glad you're able to make it, man. Take care. Have a good night.